Alrighty. Hey everybody. This is, who am I? I suppose I'm just gonna go with the channel name for now. I believe that's Bonfree of Bonfree's Video Game Journal, or maybe VGJ for short. We'll figure that out, we can either workshop that or own it, but either way works on that. So what is this exactly? This is a channel, a YouTube channel that I plan on doing, where I am going to just play through some games that maybe aren't all that new, but that I enjoy a whole lot, that I'm very comfortable with, where I can just sort of talk about anything and everything while showing people some games that I really enjoy and playing through them and just generally having a good time. So you're probably only watching this if you know me in real life, and if so, hello. But if you don't know me in real life, then either way, I'm going to say we're friends, and you're very welcome to come along. I don't have a very exciting voice. I don't have much experience commentating. The audio is probably a little crusty because the mic isn't all that good. But, this is more so for me than anything, and if other people get enjoyment out of it, then that makes me very happy too. But, yeah, I wouldn't expect things to really go up very much in quality from here. I'm just using like basic Elgato capture card and software. OBS is a little too complicated and high-end for what I'm really looking to do. I have done a lot of test recordings trying to get the audio levels right. I decided not to go with ducking, which is basically a feature that muffles the game audio when I'm speaking so you can hear me. It's just very choppy and doesn't sound very good. But if you're watching this and there's some sort of audio nonsense going on that you don't like the sound effects are too loud or my voice is too loud or I need to adjust something, you can feel free to comment that, and I'll see what I can do for you, because, you're my friend, and I want to make sure you're having a good time with this. So, Fallout New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas is a game I really have a long history with. Sorry that this intro is going to drag, by the way, but you can always skip ahead if you don't really like it. I have a long history with Fallout New Vegas. I first saw this game back in Boy Scouts. We were having a movie night at someone's house, and I saw the game on their TV, and I had no idea what it was. I mean, I'd never seen a Fallout game. I didn't really play RPGs at that point. And I was just mesmerized by it. They were in a place called Novak, which we'll see later in the game. And I, for years I was wondering what that game was and how I could find it. And then several years later, I got it when I was 12, but it was honestly a little too scary for me to play. I'm embarrassed to admit. I played it, and there was a quest in the Repcon factory that had me too nervous to play. So I dropped the game for several years, and then finally I was super into RPGs, and I had dropped Fallout New Vegas so long ago. I came back to it, and from that point on, I just kind of fell in love with it. I would just play it over and over, and really just, I don't know, it ended up kind of being a comfortable, homey place where I could just take my mind off of things, and whenever I'm feeling a little gloomy, Fallout New Vegas, just wandering around in this game always feels like home to me. It's always comforting, and so hopefully I can share that with some of you guys, and if you're distressed or just wanting to go to sleep or something, or you just need some white noise, hopefully this can, give you what you need, do you some good, help put you at ease. Outside of that, I'm an RPG guy, so I'll probably be, if I even get all the way through this game and its DLCs, it's a very large game, I'll probably play other RPGs. I know Kenny, my friend in real life, Kenny, would probably want me to play both of the Knights of the Old Republic games, which I can do because they're on Xbox, so maybe I will. Darksiders 2, Dragon Age, Mass Effect. We can try a lot of RPGs out, or maybe even some other types of games. But if you have a request or anything, not that many people will probably watch this, but if you have a request, I'm more than happy to read it and, you know, I can't guarantee I'll play whatever game you want, but I'll at least look into it, and I'll do my best to try and, respond to any comments I can. Intro's running a little long here, but essentially I'm just going to do my best to show off this game as best as I can, and just kind of relax and chill out while I play, and just, stream of consciousness type stuff. So, let's see. All the downloadable content is here. Very good. Settings should be good. I fiddled with them for a while. So we'll just set up a new character, and I'll tell you the plans for the run after the intro's done playing. So, see you in a minute.
War. War never changes. When atomic fire consumed the Earth, those who survived did so in great underground vaults. When they opened, their inhabitants set out across the ruins of the old world to build new societies, establishing villages, forming tribes. As decades passed, what had been the American Southwest united beneath the flag of the new California Republic, dedicated to old world values of democracy and the rule of law. As the Republic grew, so did its needs. Scouts spread east, seeking territory and wealth in the dry and merciless expanse of the Mojave Desert. They returned with tales of a city untouched by the warheads that had scorched the rest of the world, and a great wall spanning the Colorado River. The NCR mobilized its army and sent it east to occupy Hoover Dam and restore it to working condition. But across the Colorado, another society had arisen under a different flag. A vast army of slaves forged from the conquest of 86 tribes, Caesar's Legion. 4 years have passed since the Republic held the dam, just barely, against the Legion's onslaught. The Legion did not retreat. Across the river, it gathers strength. Campfires burn, training drums beat. Through it all, the New Vegas Strip has stayed open for business, under the control of its mysterious overseer, Mr. House, and his army of rehabilitated tribals and police robots. You are a courier, hired by the Mojave Express to deliver a package to the New Vegas Strip. What seemed like a simple delivery job has taken a turn for the worse.
You got what you were after, so pay up.
You're crying in the rain, Pally.
Guess who's waking up over here?
Time to cash out.
Will you get it over with?
Maybe cons kill people without looking them in the face. But I ain't a fink. Dig? made your last delivery, kid. Sorry you got twisted up in this scene. From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-carat run of bad luck. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
You're awake. How about that? Whoa, easy there, easy. You've been out cold a couple of days now. Why don't you just relax a second? Get your bearings. Let's see what the damage is. How about your name? Can you tell me your name?
Alright, everybody, so there's the intro to Fallout New Vegas done. Something I had never noticed before that I just now caught. Obviously, we've been shot and the cargo of our delivery has been stolen by that man in the checkered suit. But again, something I'd never noticed before is that when he points the gun at you, you can actually see right through the barrel of the gun back onto the jacket of his suit. So there's no bullet loaded and apparently no hammer or back chamber, back wall of the chamber of the gun. So if even if there was a bullet loaded, I don't think it would, the detonation would not be contained. He'd probably like blow a finger off or something. That's very, I had never noticed that before. That's really funny. So who are we going to be? Well, I'll let you know now that I'm going to be using a couple exploits that are going to make us drastically overpowered, but there are going to be some rules there that we have in place to sort of counter that. The idea for this character, this run, is that, I'm doing this because you guys are my friends, whether in real life or just a viewer. You guys are all my friends if you're watching this video, so we're going to do a friendship good guy themed run. We're going to do a glitch where we can have all of the companions with us at once. We're going to have a real posse going. And we're going to be a good guy. We're going to save the Mojave Desert and the people inside of it with the power of friendship and a lot of high ordnance. But yeah, we're going to be doing some exploits to break this game over our knee, essentially, and to show off the most content, because a lot of stuff can be locked behind certain things like skill checks and dialogue and those sorts of things. So what would be a name, I guess, befitting of a very good-natured, outgoing, friendly sort of person? Well, maybe we just... I mean, it's the first run on the channel. Maybe we'll just go with plain old Bonfrey. Maybe we'll go with our own moniker there. Yeah, I like that. That's fine. Okay, let's keep on with this intro then.
I can't say it's what I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name, that's your name. I'm Doc Mitchell. Welcome to Goodsprings. Now, I hope you don't mind, but I had to go rooting around there in your noggin to pull all the bits of lead out. I take pride in my needlework, but you'd better tell me if I left anything out of place. How'd I do?
So we're going to design the character here. I am going to play a male. It's always been a little weird to me to play a female in a game if you're a guy. I mean, if it's a set character, that's one thing, but custom characters, I feel like you're meant to sort of, role play a little bit, put yourself into their shoes, and for me that's, I'm a guy, so it's easier for me to do that as a guy. Same thing for race, Caucasian. Let's see, presets here. Who's a friendly looking, I mean, he's He's a nice enough looking fella. Let's just mess around with him real quick. Sure, I mean, I don't really... His face shape is fine. Eye color, what do we want here? Green, hazel, dark brown. The blue looks more like gray, like he looks almost... Well... No, I guess that is blue. It's just the lighting makes it look very odd. I think we'll go with green. Green's a nice old eye color. And then age, you can make your guy super old, and I guess this guy turns... He gets jaundice when he gets older. That's really unfortunate. That's I don't think we'll be incorporating that into our roleplay here. Hairstyle, what do we want to do? What's a friendly, nice... Yeah, it's not awful. I hate that you can see the little seam there between his forehead and the hair, where it's just like stuck on like a Lego piece. That always bothered me. That's the classic. Everyone loves that hairstyle. We'll go with that. I've got long hair, so that's, you know, that's its own thing. And then facial hair. What would be... See, that's a little... If there were a happy medium between these two beards, that'd be pretty sweet. What do we got? Just a mustache? That's a little odd. It's hard to pull off just the mustache. Not many people can do it. Although, come to realize, I think I'm just making my good friend Joe in... I think I'm just making Joe in the video game now. Not that any of you know Joe, but... something weird going on. He's got like an overbite on... or is it an underbite? Let's not look at that too long. Yeah. Maybe we'll change his hair color. Maybe we'll go with, so I'm not just making Joe. It's just a friendly hair color though, you know? Blonde is very, like, bright and outgoing. Ah, screw it. We'll stick with it. Anyway, there we go. Yeah, this works.
Well, I got most of it right anyway. Stuff that mattered. Okay. No sense keeping you in bed anymore. Let's see if we can get you on your feet. Good. Why don't you walk down to the end of the room? Over by that vigor tester machine there. Take it slow now. It ain't a race.
Gotta love the blurry vision effects in this game. Alright, we're actually able to walk around. It's a little... never realized how messed up his windows are. I guess I'd board them up too. So, for this...
so far. Go ahead and give the vigor tester a try. We'll learn right quick if you got back all your faculties.
I'm gonna try not to talk over any of the NPC dialogue in this game. Sometimes it's not gonna be helped. Or going to be able to be helped, rather, because there's people will just say stuff as you pass by, and I'm not going to stop talking for that. But yeah, I mean, audio ducking, I had that turned off because it's kind of choppy. I don't like the sound of it. So that, you know, we're just going to let the NPC speak whenever we talk to them. But as for our build here with the special stats, I guess I'll explain these very briefly. So, first we have strength. Strength is, I mean, it does what it says. It affects your melee and unarmed damage. Your inventory weight, that being how much you can carry, and how you're able to, some weapons will have a strength requirement to handle them. Like if you have this massive sniper rifle, if you want to hold it without your aim being all wobbly, you'll have to be kind of strong. So that's what strength does. Perception is kind of a big old nothing burger. Perception is only really good for a couple of very good perks, but it doesn't actually, like, your compass range doesn't matter. It doesn't affect accuracy in any meaningful way. So really it's just for the three skills there that are tied to it. Endurance is always good. Affects how much health you have. Resistance, I don't know what they're talking about. Maybe radiation resistance, poison resistance. It's never affected those in a meaningful way that I've observed, anyhow. Charisma is normally a dump stat in this game, but because we are going to have a bunch of companions with us, and you see down there that charisma affects companion nerve, we're actually going to be maxing this out. Because companion nerve, what it does is for every point in charisma, your companions will do 5% more damage and take 5% less damage. So at 10, obviously, that's a 50% increase to both of those values, and that is really, really good, just objectively. So we're going to be making good use of charisma in this run, which is new for me. I don't ever do that. I always put it down to 1. Intelligence, another bit of a flip here. Intelligence, normally everyone would put this up as high as they can because it affects how many skill points you get per level, which is like, how skilled you are in things. You want high intelligence typically, but because we're going to be doing an exploit that gives us maxed skills at the beginning, we are going to actually keep intelligence down at 1, which is going to result in us getting a few interesting dialogue choices. So I will showcase those as we play through the game. Agility affects your quickness with reloading, so you'll reload guns faster or slower based on your agility stat. And also action point regeneration, which interacts with the VATS system in, a fairly straightforward way. We'll showcase that when we actually get out there and use VATS. And then luck. Luck is great in this game because we're in Vegas. This game has a lot of gambling in it. And luck is obviously going to have a direct impact on that. You can make a lot of money in this game with gambling if you have high luck. And it also includes a couple skill checks, and for every point of luck that you have, you gain a 1% critical hit chance, which is like, if you don't know what a critical hit is, that's just a random chance that if you'll do much more damage on an attack if you actually get a critical hit. So obviously that would be 10% at 10 and 1% at 1. You can do basic math. I believe in you. But anyway, going through it, we want charisma at 9. We want endurance. I guess we're going to have a fairly low endurance because we're going to have a bunch of people taking care of us. Perception, you want perception at 6, I think, because 7 is the prerequisite for the better criticals perk. And there are ways to increase each of your special stats by 1 without actually spending points on them. Strength, I believe we're going to want at 7, which leaves us to split these points between agility and luck. We're probably going to want a good bit of luck. We could split the difference here. We could go 8 and 7. Because you're going to want more luck than agility. Agility's good, but it's not that good. Hell, what if we take another point out of endurance? And then we could have luck up at 9, or we could have agility up at 8. I think I'll go with the 9 luck. I don't know. Don't want to spend too much time on it. So we got 7, 6, 1, 9, 1, 7, 9. That is certainly an interesting spread. That endurance is going to come back to bite us in the ass, I can just tell.
Sorry, son. I fixed up your head as best I knew how. I guess I missed a spot. Well, we know your vitals are good. But that don't mean them bullets didn't leave you nuttered and a bighorn are dropping. What do you say you take a seat in my couch and we go through a couple of questions? See if your dogs are still barking.
So, he says that he apologizes about our brain because we have such low intelligence. If we had high intelligence or different stat spreads, he would say different things. But, yeah, because we're as dumb as a brick, he's very sorry. That's okay, though. It won't have much of an impact on the actual game. So we'll sit down and take his little psych evaluation.
All right. I'm gonna say a word. I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind. Dog.
Train.
House.
Renovate.
Night.
Sleep.
Bandit.
Again, we're playing more of a friendly, outgoing, maybe outgoing is the wrong word, but moral individual. Someone who's very good-natured and just wants the best outcome for everybody. So we're going to try and be as good as we can, even in, circumstances where we would be justified to be pretty crappy to people.
Light.
Inspiration.
Mother.
Caretaker.
Okay. Now I got a few statements. I want you to tell me how much they sound like something you'd say. First one. Conflict just ain't in my nature.
For this guy, we're going to strongly agree.
I ain't given to relying on others for support.
Well, we're going to have a lot of friends with us, so probably strongly disagree.
I'm always fixin' to be the center of attention.
Probably agree, again, because of all of our friends that are going to be with us.
I'm slow to embrace new ideas.
No opinion.
I charge in to deal with my problems head on.
Agree.
Almost done here. What do you say you have a look at this? Tell me what you see.
Ooh, that probably looks like a broken chain.
Okay. How about this one?
Let's say a ship at sea.
Last one.
A lot of people believe that this one looks like two ninja bears high-fiving, which you may see it, you may not. The easiest one out of these options that I see is a bearded man, but again, we're going to go with a light in the darkness because that's probably the most outwardly positive one.
Well, that's all she wrote. I don't have nothing to compare it to, so maybe you'd better just have a look at the results. See if it all seems right to you.
So, even though these skill values aren't going to matter, we're going to pick medicine, repair, and science, just to be careful. Because there are actually a couple skill checks we can do right here in the good doctor's house, and I'm going to show those off in just a second.
Before I turn you loose, I need one more thing from you. I got a form for you to fill out so I can get a sense of your medical history. Just a formality. Ain't like I expect to find you got a family history of getting shot in the head.
So, we are going to choose for our two traits. You can choose 2, 1, or 0. We're going to go with skilled because that's very important for the exploit that we're doing. That's going to max out our skills. But even if we weren't doing that and you were just playing normally, I would recommend playing this or taking the skilled trait. It's a very good trait. And additionally, we are going to take Built to Destroy because that critical hit chance is tasty. I guess that's one way to describe it anyway.
All right, I guess that about does it. Come with me, I'll see you out.
Alright, now before we go with Doc Mitchell, we are going to do the decent thing and loot his house for valuables because, he's a decent enough guy. He fixed us up for free, brought us back from the dead essentially, from a bullet in the brain. Isn't charging us anything for it. Is giving us an entire psych evaluation and like a full checkup after the fact. And letting us go through his house and take his stuff. I mean, he's just... No one in the game will ever be as nice as Doc Mitchell. He is a beast. He's a real OG. Alright, so here's one of those skill checks I was describing. There's this broken 9mm submachine gun. This 9mm submachine gun is broken, but can possibly be restored to a fully functioning weapon. And since we have the repair skill needed, we're going to do that. There you go. You just get it and some XP. Ain't that nice? We're going to take some Sunset Sarsaparilla here because it is a healing item, and we don't have a lot of health, so that's going to be handy. For the chemistry set, There appears to be enough chemical components available to create a small quantity, assuming one has the knowledge to do such a thing. So chems is just shorthand, it's like slang for drugs. I don't want this guy to be, morality aside, I don't think this guy is going to do much with the drugs. We're probably not going to need them, because again, we're relying on companions instead of ourselves, so we're just going to do stim packs because those are simple healing items. Ugh, frog in my throat. Let's see. We're going to take his... Nah, he can keep his hat. He's bald. But we are going to take these bottle caps, which, if you're not familiar, bottle caps are basically the currency. I say basically, but they are the currency in the Fallout games. So, just money lying around. A knife. Some ammo, another knife. Oh, we'll take the camera to sell it. Food. We're going to want all the food we can get for healing. Because we are putting the game on very hard to, sort of balance out how overpowered we're going to be. Not that it'll, we're still going to be overpowered, even on very hard, but at least this way it won't be entirely a cakewalk. We're going to take these cigarettes here in his room, not because you can use them, but they're very valuable, so they're very good for selling. Let's see. Sexy sleepwear. Okay, Doc Mitchell, I didn't know you were like that, but more power to you, I guess. Wow, that is a really good... If this were a challenge run of some sort, that would be a very lucky drop. I mean, that's worth a ton, too. You can... I've never gotten something that good off the beginning oven there. And I mean, we could take all of this to sell, but I want to leave him, I want to let him keep his stuff to an extent. I mean, we don't need to take all of his books and all of his food and, just the important stuff.
Here, these are yours. Was all you had on you when you was brought in. I hope you don't mind, but I gave the note a look. I thought it might help me find a next of kin. But it was just something about a platinum chip. Well, if you're heading back out there, you ought to have this. They call it a Pip-Boy. I grew up in one of them vaults they made before the war. We all got one. Ain't much use to be now, but you might want such a thing after what you've been through. I know what it's like having something taken from you. And put this on too, so the locals don't pick on you for lacking modesty. Never was much my style anyway.
Thanks for patching me up, Doc.
Don't mention it. It's what I'm here for. You should talk to Sunny Smiles before you leave town. She can help you learn to fend for yourself in the desert. She'll likely be at the saloon. I reckon some of the other folks at the saloon might be able to help you out too. And the metal fella, Victor, who pulled you out of your grave. Anyway, you ever get hurt out there, you come right back. I'll fix you up. But try not to get killed anymore.
So here's where it's gonna, give us the option to play hardcore mode. I wouldn't recommend it. Hardcore mode is basically just a version of the game where you have to take care of eating, drinking, and sleeping every so often. Otherwise, you'll start to get debuffs and eventually die. And it makes a couple of other things annoying, like healing is much slower, and ammo has an actual weight to it, so you can't carry around unlimited amounts of ammo. Which doesn't really... You'll still be ridiculously powerful. You'll just be managing your inventory much more, and it's a little bit of a pain in the ass. So we're not going to go with hardcore mode for this run. Alright, so we're going to talk to Doc Mitchell a little bit more, and then we'll work on getting out of this house.
I expect you'll be wanting to go outside after being cooped up for so long, but if you
looking
have
a bit
any
ominous here in
questions,
the
I'll
hallway.
answer what I can.
Here we go. My wounds still hurt a little. Can you give me something for the pain, Doc?
Of course. You've been through a lot. Ain't much, but these
just
will
can't
do
clear
you
my
right
throat.
if the pain flares up.
Do you know anything about the man that shot me?
I didn't see him or the men with him. You might ask around town, though. Could be someone saw which way they was headed. Your best bet would probably be Trudy, the bartender at the saloon up the road. If anyone saw anything, she'd know about it.
What town is this?
This here's Good Springs, named after the water we got here, just down the road to the southeast. Good Spring Source, they call it. It's a quiet town, and that's how we like it. We don't go looking for trouble, though occasionally it sees fit to come looking for us.
Yeah, Good Springs is nice. We love Good Springs. Who was it that rescued me?
That'd be Victor. Curious fella. He's sort of odd, and I don't just mean 'cause he's a robot. I couldn't tell you much about him. He's real friendly, don't get me wrong. You just get the sense that that ain't the whole picture. Just a feeling. He keeps to himself, mostly. You want to know more about him, you'll have to ask him yourself. He has a shack on the southern edge of town.
Yeah, Victor's an interesting character. There's a lot of cut content with Victor, unfortunately. Tell me about yourself, Doc.
Well, I already told you I came from a vault. After that, I was a traveling doctor for a spell. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Most folks out here ain't educated, so people with medical know-how are hard to come by. I found that I could help a lot of people with what I knew, and that was all right with me. Eventually, I went back and married my childhood sweetheart, and that was the end of my traveling days. Didn't miss it none then. Still don't.
You said before that you had something taken from you.
Well, ain't we all, right? That was a long time ago. I don't pay it much mind anymore.
Doc Mitchell's a good guy. I wish there was more stuff in the game about him. He's just an interesting character. What else can you tell me about Good Springs?
Well, there's a general store just up the road, run by a fella named Chet. He don't got nothing fancy, but he's got your basics covered. If you're looking to wet your whistle, just past Chet's is the Prospector Saloon. The bartender there, Trudy, knows everyone in town. Other than that, there's not much to see. Just people trying to scratch out a living.
All right, I think that's everything we're going to get from Doc Mitchell for now. And before we head out,
You take care now.
I am going to do a little rundown on the game. So obviously, like I said, we're doing a good guy run. Going to try and get the best outcome for all the people in the Mojave Desert here. And I guess just New Vegas as a whole. But I will warn you, I mean, this game is on the more adult end. There's lots of killing, dismemberment. People are going to lose limbs, their heads might explode. So it's kind of gory in that way. You get used to it, but it is shocking the first several times. I mean, there's depictions of drug usage, crucifixion. Sorry to spoil that. I don't know why I'm just going into his bathroom. Did I mention drug usage? Suicide? What else? I mean, just adult themes. I mean, it's in Vegas, and it's in Vegas during the middle of a war. So, in the middle of a war after the apocalypse has already happened. So, I mean, it's not a good time for a lot of folks. I don't think it's that oppressive, really. I mean, it's got its ups and downs, but it's not really as bad as I make it out to be. But if you're worried that any of those things are going to be greatly upsetting to you, or that maybe this just isn't the game for you to watch, then I totally understand. And maybe in the future when we play a different game, I'd be happy to have you back. So with all that said, I think we're done, introducing me and the run and the channel. So let's just get out and play the game. Ignore these pop-ups. These are the DLCs loading at the beginning of the game. There's gonna be one more, I think. Or maybe two? I can't remember. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Let's look at our quests to make sure everything loaded there. Well, now that's interesting. It seems that one hasn't quite loaded yet. That is very odd. Why is that? Oh! There it is. DLC loading jump scare. So, we're not going to do any of the DLCs right now, so you can ignore all that. But we are on the main quest right now, Back in the Saddle, which is like a tutorial. And obviously, they went that away. We want to find the guy that shot us in the head and, you know, have a chat with him, figure out what his problem is. Here's us, by the way, and our spiffy little jumpsuit. But let's go talk to Victor there, the robot that dug us out of our grave and brought us to the doctor.
Howdy, partner. Might I say you're looking fit as a fiddle?
Victor's nice, I guess. I don't really like Victor, but, you know, thanks for digging me out of that grave.
Don't mention it. I'm always ready to lend a helping hand to a stranger in need.
How did you happen to find me?
I was out for a stroll that night when I heard the commotion up the old bone orchard. Saw what looked like a bunch of bad eggs, so I laid low. Once they'd run off, I dug you up to see if you were still kicking. Turns out you were, so I hauled you off to the dock right quick.
Do you know who those men were that attacked me?
Can't say that I'm familiar with the rascals. Some of the fine folks in town might be able to help you out with that.
How did you end up in Good Springs?
I moseyed into town, 10, 15 years ago. Before that, I can't quite seem to recall. Odd. Anyway, it's a right peaceful town, and I reckon it's as fine a place to settle as any.
I've never seen a robot like you before.
I'm a Securitron. Robco Security Model 2060B. If you ever see any of my brothers, tell them Victor says howdy.
Well, goodbye.
Happy trails!
Happy trails. What a guy. What a physically nasty beast. I mean, look at those arms, look at those guns, all the weird tubing and rust. I mean, I don't know what I mean, actually. I'm deranged. Don't listen to any of that. Let's see what our inventory is looking like. So we've got a bunch of knives, 9mm guns, binoculars, a machete for some reason, a laser pistol, a grenade rifle, a shotgun, some throwing spears, and a 10mm pistol. Yep, that's how apparel works, by the way. We don't want to look at the tutorials. We're good. I've played this game enough. DT. So DT is your damage threshold. You know what? I'm not going to explain how the damage system works in this game, but suffice to say that higher DT is better. But we're going to be going with light armor for this run, and pretty much every run you're going to want to play, if you're playing optimally anyway, is light armor. If you're doing like a role play where you're a heavy weapons guy and you want to do heavy armor, that's fine. It's just a little cumbersome and not the most fun in my experience. So we're going to put on the lightweight leather armor, and we're probably going to sell the rest. We might keep the lightweight metal armor for a companion, but the raiding armor and the armored jumpsuit we probably will sell. So if we put on our pistol here, we can whip that out, and there you go. That's what we look like. Notice how when you look down the barrel, maybe if I can get it lined up here, there's an actual, you can't just see right through it, you know. I still can't believe they did that. I've never noticed that before with Benny's. Sorry, the man who shot us, his gun. Let's see. We're not going to be stealing a bunch. You can steal, but it'll make you, it'll lower your karma. Normally, I'm a little kleptomaniac, and I just kind of play this game very immorally, so to rack up as much money and XP as possible. And what that means is you'll just kind of steal everything that's not nailed down, sell it all, kill unnamed NPCs because they don't have any importance to the actual game. But so by holding back and playing on very hard, we can at least make the challenge of the game, less or more than non-existent. That way it's not a complete steamroll. And we're going to be doing a lot of stuff like this. Dumpster diving, looting around, just looking for goodies wherever we can find them, because money matters a lot in this game. And speaking of money, here's Chet the merchant.
Howdy. You must be the one Doc Mitchell was patching up. The way I heard it, I didn't think you'd be walking out of that office. I've got plenty of supplies for sale. Even got some weapon mods and special ammo. Well worth the caps if you ask me. If you're hurting for caps, I've also got boxes of surplus ammo in the miscellaneous section. They're not great, but you get what you pay for.
We're gonna do this real quick. I like the radio in this game, but it plays a bunch of copyrighted music, and I don't really know how that works with when it comes to copyright claims and everything, so we're just gonna play it on the safe side and not put a bunch of copyright music into the video so that these can stay up for as long as, well, hopefully as long as YouTube exists. No, wait, we want music. What we don't want is radio music. There we go. Anyway, sorry about that. Chet is just hanging out in his very luxurious bedroom here, complete with fridge and mattress and tetanus-ridden floor. Oh, and an empty whiskey bottle, just for flavor, I guess. Actually, I don't want to think about the implications of him having that next to his bed.
You looking to buy some supplies?
Why is surplus ammo not good? Asks man who has never shot a gun before.
It's all about quantity over quality. Trouble is, you'll be cleaning and fixing your gun a lot more than usual when you use those kind of bullets.
Yeah, so essentially, all your weapons in Fallout New Vegas have a durability, and when you use surplus ammo, which is just lower quality ammo, it will degrade your weapon much more quickly, causing it to break, more quickly. And that's no good. You don't really want that, even with 100 repair. What are weapon mods, and why is ammo special?
Weapon mods are things like silencers, scopes, bigger magazines. Special ammo includes things like armor-piercing bullets, which don't hurt the target as much, but let you punch through armor easier. There's also hollow point bullets, which have the opposite effect. You can kill unarmored targets easier, but they don't do shit against armor.
Nothing really to comment on that. It's pretty much exactly what he says. It doesn't matter that much, but it is a nice little addition for flavor's sake. Do you know anything about the people who attacked me?
The leader was a New Vegas type. Typical city boy. He had a bunch of Great Khans with him, probably hired guns. The Great Khans normally stay in their own territory way up northwest, on account of them being enemies with the NCR.
Anything else you can tell me about the Great Khans?
They're tough sons of bitches. Mean, but not crazy. They'll leave you alone unless you got something they want. The Great Khans deal in illegal chems. There's a good chance that most chems you come across were made by Great Khans.
And there you go. Chet giving us a little bit of world building there. Have you ever been to New Vegas?
Twice. Both times I drank a lot of liquor and lost most of my caps at the card tables. In that order, now that I think about it. If you ever get to New Vegas, be sure to visit Gomorrah. It's the best casino in the city. You won't regret it. Word of advice, behave. Between the NCR military police and Mr. House's robots, you don't want to be causing trouble on the Strip.
I'm going to spoil this now. Gomorrah is not the best casino on the Strip. Chet has just outed himself as a creepy moron, and, that's really in line with his character, so no surprises there. I'd like to know more about Mr. House.
I'm afraid I don't know much myself. Mr. House has got his own casino, Lucky 38, but nobody goes in or out except his robots. The other casinos follow Mr. House's rules, so I guess that makes him the leader of New Vegas. As far as I know, nobody's ever laid eyes on the guy. I think that robot who pulled you out of the dirt belongs to Mr. House. If Mr. House is looking after you, it's got to be a good thing, right?
Now, I have no idea how Chet came to the conclusion that Victor is owned by Mr. House. There's nothing really around that indicates that, so rare moment of omniscience from Chet, of all people, for some reason.
Can do.
Anyway, we're going to trade, and we're just going to get rid of some stuff that we don't need. That being the armored jumpsuit, the raiding armor, the submachine gun we're not going to want. I don't really like energy weapons in this game. Energy weapons being like laser and plasma guns. We might experiment with them later, but for now we're just going to get rid of this laser pistol to free up some space. So, there that goes. All our weapons we'll hold on to for now. We're probably going to sell most of this food because it's not quite as good as sarsaparilla or stim packs when it comes to healing. Dirty water, we're not going to want to eat anything that gives us radiation. That wasteland omelet actually will give us a lot of money. Yeah, look at that. Oh, you know what? I take it back. We're going to cancel this transaction. We will be back to trade with Chet in just a minute. I am going to show you guys how to max out your skills real quick in the starter town. Sorry that I keep having to clear my throat, and if I sniffle any. I've been dealing with a bit of congestion and a cold on and off for the past past week or two here. It's just, you know, typical winter nonsense. Alright, let's see. This is part of the exploit. So you want to get as close to the boundary where it lets you respec your character as possible. And then you just kind of walk forward while raising and lowering your Pip-Boy over and over again. Which, in case you don't know, this thing is your Pip-Boy. Look, it even says so right on the left there. Model 3000. Isn't that nice? Alright. Wow, still nothing. Okay. We gotta be getting close to the boundary now, though. Still nothing. Hey, look, a coyote. 2 coyotes. Isn't that great? Sorry if this is a bit of a slow setup, but this is really the only glitch like this we're going to be doing this run, so. Once we're done with this, we won't have to bother with any more of that. Ah, darn. Okay. We triggered it too late. So now we know. There we go. So we're going to rebuild the character. Just put it all in there for now. Yep. Built to destroy and skilled. So what you do is you just keep making your character. And choosing skilled, and that will, because what skill does is it gives you +5 in every skill, and so each skill goes from 0 to 100, and so if you just keep choosing it, it just keeps stacking, and eventually you can get every single skill that you have up to 100. It's quite good, actually. Although for some reason it doesn't seem to be working. Everything's still at 20. I wonder if I've done it wrong or if that got... I doubt it got patched. They don't update this game anymore. It came out in like 2010, 2009 maybe. Huh. Isn't that just the damnedest thing? Well, now wait a minute. Now it's working. Oh, you can only choose skilled. Okay. I get you. Alright, that was what went wrong there. We can only choose skilled. So let's just reload that real quick. Ah, that's a bad one. Sorry guys, but again, this will be the only time in this game we're really doing something like this, so let's just bear with me for a little bit here. There we go, this is perfect. So now, you should see the skills going up by 5 every time we reset. I know this isn't like exhilarating, but this will allow me to show you pretty much all the options in the game when it comes to skill checks and quest branches. So it's worth it, you know, even if it is a little bit of a pain in the ass. Feel free to skip through this part. I mean, I should have said that earlier, but you probably did it anyway already, so no harm done. Alright, so now we're going to do the final build of our character here because we've got all our skills maxed out. Strength 7, Perception 6, Endurance 1, Charisma 9, Intelligence 1, Luck 9, Agility 7. That looks good to me. And then, doesn't matter what skills we... I see. Well, then maybe we'll do one more level of skilled then, just to make certain. 7, 6, 1, 9, 1, 7, 9. Yeah, that's good. I mean, if we can max it out, we will. There we go. Alright, well, sorry for the slowness, but hey, you know, gotta be thorough, because this is the build that's going to affect us for the rest of the game. And this is a very long game, so it's worth it. There we go, 100 and everything, built to destroy, and actually, so we're not going to keep skilled past this point, because the trade-off for having skilled is that it takes negative 10% from experience, so you're only getting 90% experience for everything you do, which just means you'll level up slower. So instead, what we'll do is, we'll probably take Hoarder, because I imagine we're going to be carrying quite a bit of stuff considering the fact that we can't steal anything. We're going to need to pick up a lot of stuff for selling. Or... yeah, I think Hoarder is what we'll go with. And there we go. We are all set. We can save, and then we'll never have to bother with that again for this entire playthrough. Isn't that nice? Anyway, so the reason that we did that before we trade with Chet is that one of the skills in this game is barter. And barter, the way that that works, is it affects your selling and buying prices with merchants. And like every other skill, there are skill checks and dialogue for barter as well. Those aren't something you can really rely on. They're just kind of randomly peppered throughout the game in certain quests and interactions with NPCs. But now that our barter is 100, we'll have much better prices with Chet because, you know, we know how to strike a deal with him, essentially. And that'll mean that we get some better starting funds for our adventure here, our campaign. Anyway, get used to us visiting Chet,
You looking to buy some
we're going to get a
supplies?
lot of stuff in this game that we need to just offload for money.
Can do.
Between ammo and weapons and armor, there's just a whole lot to buy. So, I mean, you can see how much better these prices are than when we last traded with them. They are... I mean, it's not even close. So... very much worth doing. Yeah, and you don't really want to mess with pre-war food. It's not very worthwhile. It weighs a lot and it doesn't do much in terms of healing. Alcohol and stuff is always very good for selling, along with cigarettes. Empty syringes, for probably the reason you're thinking of, are valuable. Packs of cigarettes, pencils. You can actually take pilot lights out of ovens and sell them as well. I don't know why people care about those, or cameras, but hey, you know. It's their money, they can spend it how they want to. If these things have value, then who am I to question? I mean, we're trading in bottle caps after all, so. Let's see. Oh, okay. We're going to want a shovel, because having a shovel in this game means that you can dig up graves when you come across them, and that's very useful because sometimes some pretty good stuff is stashed away inside of those graves. You see the, in parentheses, GRA, that's short for Gunrunner's Arsenal. That's basically a DLC that just adds a bunch of new weapons to the game and stocks a bunch of other weapons in the merchants that are in the game. So like, normally Chet would not have these, but because we have the Gunrunner's Arsenal DLC installed, he has these in his inventory. He has a bit of an expanded offering there. We're not going to mess around with taking his medicine or anything. Let's see, for miscellaneous, he's got, a good high durability cylinder for the 357 Magnum. We might use that, we might not. Come to think of it, we probably won't be using that because those can only go on the generic versions of weapons. Not big on laser pistols, so we're not going to use that. And that's about it. So we're just going to spend most of our money on ammunition here. And there you go. Now we're up to 553 caps. Not bad at all.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Take it easy now.
Yeah, okay, buddy, whatever. Hate that freaking guy. That might seem weird, but there's a good reason for it. He shows his true colors in a little bit. So, we're going to go up to the cemetery here, the Goodsprings Cemetery, and you might recognize this place because that was in the introduction cinematic. This is the place where we got shot in the head. Which, I mean, you would already know if you were paying attention, but I can't blame you if you're zoned out. So, we got a shovel for this reason, because we can dig up all these graves and they've got goodies in them. You know, I didn't think about the fact that maybe if we're being a good guy in this game, grave robbing might not be within the acceptable behaviors of our character, but, you know, it's not hurting anybody. We're not taking people's heirlooms or anything. We're just taking ammo out of their graves, so, you know, do with that what you will. Okay, we probably shouldn't have taken that pistol, but it's fine. So look, this is the shallow grave we were buried in. And there are these distinctive cigarette butts that have been left here by the mystery man that shot us. So we're going to take all of those because they might be useful later. And that's all I'll say about that for now. Here we go. We have the game's first snow globe for Goodsprings. You found a limited edition Mojave Landmark snow globe. These rare pre-war artifacts are widely considered to be useless baubles, but rumor has it some collectors will pay dearly for them. The rumor is correct. Someone will pay dearly for them, but that'll be much, much later. Look at us running around out in the desert wearing black leather and cleats and a codpiece for some reason. I mean, I guess you take armor where you can get it, but the codpiece is an interesting choice. There's normally a guy sitting here. I wonder where he went, because I kind of want to talk to him. He might be inside, but that would be unusual for him. Oh, yeah, I can show these off. These are bighorners, and aren't they just lovely to look at? I mean, what a beautiful little face he's got. And these are young bighorners. They get much older, yeah. Much bigger than this. I don't know why they look like that, you know, why their teeth are all exposed like a cow skull, and what all this bare skin is on their back, but, you know, they're harmless enough. It's an interesting design, I guess. What's this random generic guy doing?
If you're looking for supplies, Chet over at the general store can help you out.
I already found him, buddy, but thanks for, you know, helping out. So that's what a full-grown one looks like. You can see he's much taller, and he's got those big old ears. Those are some crazy ears he's got, man. I mean, he's as big as Victor. Oh, wait, it still says he's young, but I mean, that's pretty much as big as they get. Let's see, we can loot these mailboxes, you know. Oh! Little carton of ciggies! Why did I say it like that? Yeah, for some reason people just leave good stuff all over the place. Yeah, this is Victor's shack, but Victor's cool, so he's gonna let us take his stuff, and it's not considered stealing. So, you know, we and him, we're tight. You know, you can't see it, but we're like this. I'm crossing my fingers. I think that's everything that we really need from him. I guess Victor got angry that he doesn't have bodily functions and smashed his sink and toilet in a fit of incel rage or something like that. I don't know. Are robots incels? Please, leave your opinion on the matter down in the comments below. We're not going to go in there quite yet. There's stuff to find out about that place before we go in there. I guess we'll go do the tutorial quest if we can't find that guy I'm looking for. Something that's always bothered me about this leather armor, there's just a huge hole in the sleeve, but not a full hole. Like, he leaves the leather, like the edge of the leather sleeve on. At that point, I would just tear it off, you know? It just strikes me as odd. Also, hey, look, a tumbleweed. You can kick it around like a soccer ball. It's really cool that way. And that's actually the best part of this game. It doesn't get any better than that. So, you can probably click off now if you're hoping for peaks higher than that.
Cheyenne, stay. Don't worry, she won't bite unless I tell her to.
Let's see. I'm a little short on caps. I don't suppose there's any work available. This is Sunny Smiles, by the way. You can see her name up in the right.
Not in Good Springs, no. But if you're up for a little scavenging, there's always the schoolhouse. Most of what's in there is junk, but there's this old safe that even Easy Pete wasn't able to crack with dynamite. If you want to take a shot at it, take these.
Easy Pete? Who could that be? A magazine on locksmiths?
If the lock's too much for you to handle, reading through the magazine might give you the edge you need.
And the bobby pins?
You'll need those to pick the lock. Be careful, though. Put too much pressure on them, and they'll snap.
All right, I'll go take a look at that safe when I have a chance.
Always happy to help someone down on their luck.
I mean, we did just get shot in the head, so I guess that applies to us. What do you do around here?
I hunt geckos, mostly. The meat's pretty good, and I can always find a buyer for the hides. I also help keep the town clear of rat scorpions and coyotes. Not many people live in Good Springs, so wildlife is always creeping in.
I won't lie. I'd be interested to try the gecko meat, just because,
Sure. What do you want to know?
lizard meat's always an odd taste. What other towns are nearby?
Southeast of here is Prim. Can't miss it. Since it has the giant old roller coaster right in the middle of town. The NCR's got an outpost there. If you follow the road north, you'll eventually hit Sloan and Quarry Junction. They mine rocks or something, but I heard they got troubles lately. I wouldn't head that direction if I were you, though. Got critters up there that don't take kindly to getting shot.
She's right about that, by the way. We're not going to go up there for a while. NCR?
The New California Republic. Bunch of settlers and soldiers coming in from the west, fixing on making Nevada their own. They can be right pushy, but the roads are safer because of them, so I tend to let it go. Not that I got a choice.
So yeah, the NCR, I mean, if you weren't paying attention, they are one of the main factions of this game. Technically they're one of 4 main factions, but in reality they're one of 2 going between the, or rather that are participating in the massive war for New Vegas. We'll get into that conflict further down the line, but right now we'll just, hear some world building from Sonny.
Well, the wildlife for one
forgot
thing,
to voice
rowdy
that.
locals for another. They're protecting their own. Just happens to help us. They've been holding off this other group from the east, too.
What do you know about this other group?
Got a funny name. Call themselves Caesar's Legion. Never seen them in these parts, so I couldn't tell you much. I hear rumors, that's about it. Supposedly they keep slaves and they got some real nasty ways of killing folks. But maybe that's just something folks in the NCR cooked up to make themselves seem more useful here. Less uninvited.
Absolutely based for Sonny Smiles to say that. I'm not a fan of the NCR. We will be working with them quite a bit, but yeah, the NCR is not great. They're a bit too overreaching, I guess, for me to be interested in them as a form of governance. Anyway, what kind of creatures are out there?
Around here, mostly coyotes and geckos. The coyotes are pretty dangerous in large packs, but otherwise they're nothing to really worry about. The geckos aren't too tough, but they've got a nasty bite. I've heard about bigger, nastier versions out in the wasteland, but I've never seen them. Stick to the roads when you can, and steer clear of the hills north of Good Springs. The critters up there are big and poisonous.
She meant to say venomous, but other than that, she's right. That's all I wanted to know. Let's talk about something else.
If you want to know anything else, just ask.
Well, what the hell do you think I'm going to do? I need to get to Prim. Can you suggest a route?
Sure can. Take the road southeast out of town till it hits the freeway. Prim is the town with the roller coaster straight south. Can't miss it. NCR patrols do a good job of keeping the highway clear, but I'd keep your gun where you can reach it easily. You never know who you'll run into. Off the road, you'll probably start running into hostile wildlife. My advice would be to stick to the highway when you can.
Alright, and lastly, to start the tutorial here, we're going to ask, Doc Mitchell said you could teach me to survive in the desert.
Yeah, I guess there's a thing or two I could show you. Sounds like you need all the help you can get after what they done to you. Meet me outside, behind the saloon.
There she goes. Easy Pete! Wow. Showing off his ability to disappear at a moment's notice. Where is he? There he is. Oh, he's going to do the thing, guys. He's going to sit in his special chair. There it is. Easy Pete in his signature chair.
Howdy. What can Easy Pete do for you?
I love that Easy Pete talks in the third person. He reminds me of my friend Blake, mostly just because of the way that he squints, but I could very much see Blake playing this guy as a character for a bit. Blake, if you're out there, you need to cosplay as this guy immediately. Don't do like blackface or anything, that'd be kind of weird, but you know, the hat and the bandana and the suspenders, that'd be pretty sweet. Why are you called Easy Pete?
Was a prospector until I decided to settle here to get away from the NCR. Now we'll just take it easy and help out with the Brahmin and Bighorners.
Now I just take it easy. I love you, Easy Pete. I wish you were a companion. You were a prospector, like digging for gold and silver?
Nah. Means I poke through old buildings looking for working tech and such. Some folks just call it salvaging, but never liked the term. Way I see it, salvage means it's broken, near worthless. Me, I look for the good stuff. Guns, chems, spare parts. Good money in it.
He's right, there is good money in it. We're actually going to be doing a good bit of prospecting as we wander around the Mojave Wasteland here, so, you know, Easy Pete's giving us some big tips, some important advice here, so big ups, Easy Pete. Did you ever find anything good while prospecting?
Nope. Had a pretty good claim once, way out east by the river, but got run off by raiders. Eventually got too old to keep going out.
What's wrong with the NCR? Tell us, Easy Pete.
Don't get me wrong. The NCR's got a lot of decent folk in it. It's just that they make you part of them whether you like it or not. Towns like Goodsprings and Primm don't stay independent for long. Not if you've got something the NCR wants. Still, the NCR keeps the Legion away.
Yeah, Easy Pete pretty much boils it down to one sentence there, why I don't like the NCR. They just make you part of them whether you like it or not. I'd be more open to that if the NCR wasn't rampantly corrupt and in the process of killing itself, but, you know, they're just not good. We can get into that later, but they've got quite a few problems. Tell me about the Legion.
They're slavers, led by a guy named Caesar, or Caesar. Not sure how you're supposed to say it. A couple of years ago, they tried to take over Hoover Dam, but the NCR beat them back. The NCR didn't or couldn't finish the job, though. The Legion's got its strength back and is getting ready for another round at the dam. My money's still on the NCR winning, but you never know. We've been hearing stories about legionaries on the Nevada side of the river, so keep a gun handy. You don't want to get caught by them.
I find it really funny that Easy Pete is the only person that knows about the proper pronunciation, of Caesar, that being Caesar, which is the official, Old Latin pronunciation, because they pronounced all their C's as a hard C for the most part. It's just funny that this old, uneducated man is the only one that seems to even make an uneducated guess at the proper pronunciation. It's just really funny. And that's about all I have to show for 2 or 3 years taking Latin class in high school. That's about the long and short of it. What's so important about Hoover Dam?
The dam powers a lot of New Vegas, and then there's all that clean water lying in Lake Mead, too. Anybody who owns the dam owns the territory.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. We'll get more into Hoover Dam later. What do you use the bighorners for?
Meat and hide, mostly. Can't put a pack on them. You just lay down until you take it off. Can find a bunch of wild ones high up in the hills, but gotta be careful around them. They can put up a decent fight if cornered.
Not much to talk about with the bighorners, although he does say, and I never thought about this, they use them for meat and hides, but, these guys are clearly wearing old world clothes, so you wonder, is there anyone around here that's, making these leather armor sets out of the hides, and if so, where's that set up, because I've looked in all these houses before in different playthroughs, and there's nothing like that in there. Do you know anything about Victor?
The machine? Harmless, no matter what Trudy says. She thinks it's hiding something, but I think it's just a broken down relic with no place to be.
Easy Pete might be projecting a little bit. Since he's an old man, he might see himself as a broken down relic there, but, that's just kind of armchair psychology. It's just, sometimes you just want to dig into the characters a little more, because you can only find out so much about them, and it's always fun to do headcanon and stuff for the characters in these games. Do you know anything about the people who attacked me?
The one in the fancy suit seemed to be calling the shots. That's as much as I know. Other folks in town might know more. Word of advice, though, if you ever catch up with him, watch out. The man's got cold eyes like a snake. Can't be trusted, I'd say.
Good to know. If we ever catch up with the guy that shot us in the head after tying us up, don't trust him, says Easy Pete.
Keep your gun handy if you go poking around some of the abandoned places around here, like the schoolhouse. Critters move in there sometimes.
Good reminder, Easy Pete. We gotta go check out the schoolhouse now that Sunny Smiles has given us that magazine and those lockpicks. Let's see. Oh yeah, the magazines. So the way the magazines work is that there's a magazine for there's a type of magazine for every skill. And when you read those magazines, they give you a temporary buff or boost of 10 points to that skill. But because of all of our skills are maxed out already, we don't actually need magazines, so we'll just be collecting them for selling, because they are valuable and they don't weigh very much. Which, that's not true at all. I don't know if you've ever picked up a stack of magazines in real life. When you stack them, those things get dense. Anyway, so here are the first enemies we're going to be fighting in this game. Excuse me, I had the sniffles there. Had to clear that up. So we're going to just take our knife out and go to town on these giant mantises, which, if I had to see these things in real life, I would scream. I absolutely hate bugs, and, you know, mantises, they're awful little creatures, you know? They got sharp little, whatever you want to call those things, and they eat each other during reproduction, and, ugh, just little demons, really. That's all there is to that. Let's see. So you can actually see their egg there, and if we shoot it, a bunch of mantises pop out, and then we can just step on them because they're so tiny. We can just squash them with our boots, and there you go. That's that settled. So there's the safe that Sonny and the ETP were talking about. But before we do that, we're gonna look around and loot the place of anything else that would be useful. This little light that we've got on is the Pip-Boy light. It just comes from the little Pip-Boy on the side there. We can turn it off and then, you know, it's dark again. But we'll keep that on. I know YouTube typically makes videos darker when, or at least video game footage darker, so I'll try to keep that in mind so that you guys can actually see whenever we're in a darker interior like this. Bobby pins. Yeah, okay. Wonder glue. Now, Wonder glue is pretty valuable. It's basically just super glue. The generous interpretation of that is because, you know, people can use glue for, you know, DIY stuff, which they would be doing a lot of in the apocalypse. They'd be making a lot of stuff themselves. But, you know, the less generous interpretation is that Wonder glue is valuable because people like to huff glue. So, you know, you see that however you want to. Anyway, we're actually, so you can just directly lockpick the safe, or pick the lock on the safe directly, or you can activate these terminals and hack this instead to get it open. But I'm going to show you a little trick you can do when it comes to this. What you want to do is hack the terminal first, which the way that this game works is you just try and pick the word that you think might be, it's like a guessing game. So 2 out of the 7 letters for decided are correct, which means that, let's see, I mean there's only, there you go. I guess it was the ED in decided that was correct, because cleared was the right. So you could disengage the lock, but if you don't disengage the lock, you can actually get the XP for hacking both the terminal and picking the lock, which, you know, since we're not going to be just killing everything that moves, XP is going to be a little hard to come by, so we're going to want every little bit of XP that we can get. So anyway, in the safe we've got some money, some drugs, more money in the form of pre-war money, a stealth boy, which is a little device that temporarily turns you invisible, and a super stim pack, which is like a stim pack, but super, in case you couldn't tell. I think that's everything for the schoolhouse, so now we can actually get on with the tutorial here. I love this game. It's just so cozy. Even the little weird dust devil that only appears on this road in particular. I don't know why, but there are just dust devils on that road constantly.
Everything all right?
Oh, whoops. I interrupted her dialogue, but basically she wants us to shoot these bottles here with this varmint rifle that we've already equipped. So this is just a little 5.56 rifle, which is odd because in real life varmint rifles use .22 ammunition most of the time, which does exist in this game, but whatever.
That's the right idea. Look down the sight.
We're already doing that.
Try crouching down and staying still. It'll help your aim.
We're also already doing that.
Nice shot. Well, that's a start. But I don't reckon you came to me to learn to fight sarsaparilla bottles. Tell you what, I gotta go chase geckos away from our water supply anyway. Darn critters are attracted to it. Why don't you come along?
So at any point, you can just end the tutorial, but we're gonna go along with it and say, okay, I'm in.
Follow me. It's just down to the southeast a short ways.
Oh, gotta love New Vegas pathfinding. AI in general, really. Yeah. Anyhow. I hope all you guys had a good Christmas. Mine was okay. I just kind of got bored and ended up driving around for like 6 or 7 hours, listening to music and stuff. I don't know. Plenty of good stuff to look forward to in the upcoming year. We got New Year's Eve coming up. That'll be a good time. I'm gonna go on a trip across the country with my best friend in the car. Just going from where we are on the East Coast all the way out to Zion National Park on the border of Utah and Nevada. I've always wanted to see that place, in part because of this game. But I just love the desert in general, the American desert. It's so beautiful. Anyway, continuing on with the tutorial here.
Hear that up on the ridge behind me there? We got some geckos to clear out. Bunch of little monsters is what they are. Seems like Doc Mitchell treats more gecko bites than anything else. Let's see if we can get a little closer. If we move quietly, we can get the jump on them. More likely to hit something vital that way.
Yeah, something vital, like the game's gonna simulate their organs and everything. Hey look, it's VATS. So this is VATS, it's a little targeting system that, you know, it's basically for people that aren't good at playing first-person shooters. You know, they can't land their shots. You spend your action points to take shots at the different body parts of an enemy, and those percentages you see are your, you know, your chance to hit, the likelihood of your shot hitting its target. We're not going to do it here, but in tougher situations, you know, when things are more dire, we will probably be using VATS as a crutch somewhat.
Okay, you're on. Go give him hell.
Let's see if we can get a sneak attack here. Because sneak attacks are a guaranteed critical hit. Unfortunately, I can't seem to see him through the bushes. He's pretty well hidden. Oh, come on, buddy. Where are you? There he is. And now he's stuck behind that. And I don't trust the wonky hitboxes of New Vegas, so I'm just gonna... There we go. Damn, I domed him. What is he doing? Wow, I've never snuck up on them like this. I've never had a high enough sneak skill to just do this. There we go. Look at the derpy little way he runs. Isn't he something? Anyway, we're going to pull out a shotgun and blow his head off. I know I said we were going to do that, but I didn't think it would actually just go down like that. Holy. Anyway. So yeah, gecko hide, gecko eggs, gecko meat, all pretty valuable. We're just going to take those early on. Also, I love this shotgun. I love the Caravan shotgun. It's just an over-under double barrel, but it's so beautiful with the engravings and everything, and it's a dumb little detail, but I love that you use a screw there as the sight. It's kind of novel.
See? You're getting the hang of it.
Yeah, I've
There's 2 more
absolutely
wells that still
butchered
need
those
clearing.
little things, man. That
You
was
want,
a
you can come
slaughter.
along. It'd be worth a few caps to me.
Yeah, sure, we'll keep doing that.
Shouldn't take more than a couple minutes, especially
She's
with
giving
2
us
of us.
60 bullets for
Come
this
with me.
job. I mean, that is a ridiculous amount of ammo. And it's not, you know... I mean, 5.56 is probably the most common type of ammo being produced today, but it's still, you know... Those are not small bullets. You're parting with a lot of ordnance there. Anyway, we need to hurry now because there's actually a person in danger. So we're going to try and clear these guys out as fast as we can. Woo! We are on a spree, son. So we're just going to loot these guys real quick and then dash over to the other one. Because again, there is someone that is getting their butt kicked.
Come on.
So we gotta save this lady. I mean, I warned you. Hey, this game's a little gory. So, if it ain't your thing, then I don't blame you. But, there's no way to, like, turn it off, unfortunately. I do feel bad. The geckos are kind of cute, you know? They got... I wish there was a friendly one you could get as, like, a companion. That'd be dope. Anyway.
Holy moly. If you hadn't come here like you done, I'd be a goner for sure.
Holy moly.
I came up here to draw water, but here, you should have what I got. You look thirsty.
So there we go. This is the introduction to the reputation system. So because we just saved that lady's life, Goodsprings now accepts us instead of, you know, being neutral towards us. Folks have come to accept you for your helpful nature. And the funny thing about that encounter is that you actually can't get a maxed out reputation positively with Goodsprings if you don't save her. You'll still have a high reputation with them if you do a bunch of stuff for them, but you can't max it out if she dies. So by doing that, we've made it so that we can be the best friends we can be with Goodsprings. Best friends possible. I don't know why she's running all slow like that.
Now that was some good work. Even got a little exciting there at the end. Here's a little spending money for the trouble. One more thing I wanted to show you. Thought I might teach you about living off the land and making useful things for yourself. Interested?
We're not going to do this part. She doesn't give us anything really worthwhile here, so we're just going to end the tutorial and continue on with the story.
Okay, say no more. I'm heading back now. Hope I didn't miss anything good on the jukebox. Cheyenne would never forgive me. Hey, do me a favor. Trudy, she's the bartender up at the Prospector. Kind of the town mom. She likes to meet newcomers. She'd be cross with me if I didn't ask you to poke your head in and say hi.
Alright, so we will do that. We're actually just going to fast travel right back to Goodsprings there. Alright. What? Oh my god! I have never seen this before. You keep your hands off of Easy Pete, you absolute monster. Oh my god, Easy Pete's gonna... Easy Pete! Nah, I'm not having that. I'm not having that. I don't know what caused that. We're not losing Easy Pete to a rad scorpion. Alright, we're gonna give that another shot. What? What? Why is this thing here? This has never happened before. Alright, we gotta get serious. We're gonna cripple his legs so that Easy Pete can get away. Or at least I'm gonna try. Holy hell, this thing's... There we go. Get away, Easy Pete! I mean, I'm just unloading on this thing. No! Why? Why? Why does the game want to punish me by killing Easy Pete? This has never happened before. The rad scorpions usually stay out of Goodsprings. What could be the reason for this? Alright, we're gonna get him. Why? It's gunning for him! Oh my... Guys, this is... Oh my goodness. It's over. Easy Pete has fallen. Why is this happening? Alright, you know what? I'm gonna pull out the high ordnance for this. We have a grenade launcher. We're gonna use a grenade launcher. There we go. What? Easy Pete. I'm not gonna... Guys. What can I do? We've entered a paradox, a time loop of sorts, where Easy Pete must die. The game's trying to force Easy Pete's death on us. What can even be done? Alright. Nah, we got it this time. We got it this time. Maybe throwing spears. Here we go. Here we go. We're gonna hunt this thing. Oh no, it's taking cover behind the rocks. Okay, there we go. Alright. Now we just, I don't know how we kill this thing, guys. Oh my god. Gamers, I refuse to accept Easy Pete's death in these circumstances. He's too valuable. You know? He's keeping this whole town, you know, together. Alright. What do we do here? What do we do? What's the move? We gotta do this. Now, did that make Easy Pete net? We gotta stop this. We gotta stop him. There we go. Oh, shoot. Try not to curse. Probably gonna end up cursing. Not gonna lie. Alright, we just gotta, you know, we've just gotta keep him busy while Easy Pete fills him full of 357. This is it, guys. Oh wow, that was brutal. That was brutal. That was a brutal voice crack. I apologize. You know. Oh, how will I ever recover from this? No! Easy Pete! Oh my god, did we do it? Easy Pete filled him with a couple extra shots for good measure. And Easy Pete's unharmed. Guys, that was brutal. That was just... Wow. Alright, so this is the level up screen. This would normally be where we increase our skills, but all our skills are 100, so we don't need that. Instead, the most progression we're going to get from levels is our perks. So, I think we're probably going to go with light touch, but rapid reload is also good. I mean, it's just a straight upgrade, you know, you can't get better than that, but this will give us 5% increased critical hit chance while wearing light armor, and critical hits are crazy in this game. So we are going to go, yeah, we're going to go with light touch. Where is better criticals these days? Where can I find better criticals? I'm pretty sure we need 7 perception for that. Let's see. There it is. Nope, you only need 6 perception. Wow. And that's level 16, so that's a way away. But alright. Yep, light touch, and Easy Pete is saved.
Howdy.
It's so good to hear your voice.
Yup.
Yup. Anyway, we get Rad Scorpion poison glands off of this thing, and those are pretty valuable, so. Lots of XP. Easy Pete is saved. A good monetary reward. It doesn't get better than that.
I'm done being nice. If you don't hand Ringo over soon, I'm going to get my friends and we're burning this town to the ground. Got it?
We'll keep that in mind. Now, if you're not gonna buy something, get out.
What the hell is your problem?
I don't know. What a girl boss. Alright, Trudy.
Well, you've been causing quite a stir. Glad I finally got to meet you. Welcome to the Prospector Saloon.
That guy looked mad. Something going on?
Looks like our little town got itself dragged into the middle of something we don't want anything to do with. About a week ago, this traitor, Ringo, comes into town. Survivor of an attack, he says. Bad men after him. Needs a place to hide. We figured he was just in shock, so we gave him a place to lie low. We didn't actually expect anyone to come after him.
Where is Ringo now?
He's holed up at the abandoned gas station up the hill.
Why not just kill Cobb and be done with it?
You mean murder him? That's not our way, even if Cobb is scum. He can bluster and threaten all he wants.
So, what are you gonna do?
Some of the others, like Sonny, will probably stand up for Ringo if he asks for help, which he hasn't. Personally, I hope he sneaks out of town one night and takes the powder gangers with him.
Powder gangers?
Chain gangs, really. The NCR brought them in from California to work on the rail lines. Problem is, it turns out that giving convicts a bunch of dynamite and blasting powder isn't the best idea. It was a big escape not too long ago. Some of them stuck together so they could make trouble. That's what we're dealing with now.
Chain gang. Never mind, I want to talk about something else.
All right.
What happens if I help Ringo?
If you were able to get Ringo out of this mess, you'd have a decent reputation around Goodsprings. I'd even set you up with a discount. Of course, helping Ringo would also make the powder gangers mad, and they've got a lot of friends out there.
That's a lie, by the way. There's really no reason to help the powder gangers, either short-term or long-term. It's just a net loss, so Trudy is insane. So I help Ringo, and Goodsprings will like me more. What if I help the powder gangers?
Don't know why you'd want to do a thing like that. Yep, you'd get on their good side, but people around here wouldn't appreciate it one bit.
Wow, you're telling me people here wouldn't appreciate it if I killed and robbed them? That's crazy. Anyway, why am I at... Who was that man you were arguing with? I mean, we already know that. He's Joe Cobb.
He's a convict, just without the chains. Said his name was Cobb. Powder gangers is what they call themselves. Plenty more like him out there.
Anyway, I'm trying to track down the people who attacked me. Know anything about them?
Not much, other than they're a bunch of freeloaders who expected a few rounds on the house. I was able to get them to pay up, though. Of course, one of the great cons did knock my radio to the floor, by accident, and it hasn't been working since.
Did my attackers say where they were going?
They were having some kind of argument about it, but the guy in the checkered coat kept shushing them. Sounded like they came in from the north through Quarry Junction. If that's the case, I can't say I blame them for not wanting to go back.
Why is that?
That whole area is overrun with the kind of critters that just get mad if you shoot them. Merchants avoid that whole stretch of I-15 like it's radioactive, which it could be for all I know.
So where were they headed?
I didn't hear exactly, but the leader was talking about the strip. Fellow wants to get there and avoid the 15, he'd have to go east. Take Highway 93 up.
I can probably fix your broken stuff.
Sure, the outside looks okay, but I think something broke on the inside. There'd be caps in it for you. I do like to hear what's going on in the world, and that Mr. New Vegas seems like such a gentleman.
We love Mr. New Vegas. Unfortunately, we're not going to be listening to him at all this playthrough because, you know, the radio stations he's playing on are playing copyrighted music. But he's a cool guy. He repeats himself a lot. You're not missing much by not being able to hear him. Who's the big robot thing that saved me?
I know that thing as much as anyone else around here. It mostly keeps to itself, which is just fine by me.
What does he actually do around here?
Other than rolling around once in a while, it doesn't do anything useful as far as I can tell. I don't know why it took an interest in you, but I'd be careful. It's never helped anyone before.
You don't like him?
It acts friendly enough, but I don't trust that whole cheerful cowboy act. I find it all very creepy.
Yeah, Victor's an odd duck. How long has he been in Goodsprings?
It was here when I took over the saloon 7 years ago. Some people have said its owner lived here, but no one knows who it was.
Never mind, let's talk about something else.
Fine by me.
Does Goodspring get many visitors?
Mostly traders looking to buy bighorn or meat and hides. The traders are the main reason the general store manages to stay in business. Most travelers heading south on the I-15 just push on towards Primm, unless they're in desperate need of supplies.
Anything interesting going on in the rest of the wasteland?
There's always something interesting going on. But the biggest news has to be the coming dust-up between the NCR and the Legion over the dam.
Tell me about the NCR.
The New California Republic's got the most power in Nevada. Money, troops, you name it. They do what they can to keep things safe in the region. But if you ask me, they're trying to do too much. They're spread too thin.
Okay. What can you tell me about the Legion?
Slavers, killers, and all other kinds of trouble. They dress up like Roman soldiers, so there's no mistaking it when you see them. The rumor is that the Legion is far larger than the NCR lets on, and that it's been due to luck that the Legion hasn't overrun the territory.
I don't know how Trudy even knows what a Roman is, but, you know, try not to think about that too hard. Why do you think the NCR and the Legion both want the dam?
I'm pretty sure the NCR wants to hold on to the dam because it's one of the few places around that can make electricity. The Legion are a bunch of savages, though. No idea why they'd want the dam. Probably plan on destroying it or something.
Actually, yeah, how do you... I mean, it's one thing to know what a Roman is. How do you know how their soldiers dressed? That's kind of weird. Anyway, see ya.
Be careful out there.
Let's fix Trudy's radio real quick while she runs away. I don't know why, you know, she said that someone, you know, he pretended to accidentally knock her radio off the bar, but why was he back here in the first place? That just seems a little odd. Anyway, an examination of the radio's internal components reveals that several parts and connections were popped loose when the radio hit the floor. It should be a fairly simple repair job to get it working again, so we'll repair it. There we go. Now we gotta go talk to her real quick. Oh, there you are.
Feeling thirsty? I can take care of that.
Shouldn't you be inside, like, tending to your bartender? Anyway, I fixed your radio.
Yeah, I heard it turn right back on after you got done tinkering with it. Here's some caps for the work.
That's it? Are you implying that I've done shoddy work?
Not at all. I'm never sure how much is normally charged for this sort of thing. Here's some additional caps. That should be enough.
So
Now, how about spending some of those caps in the saloon?
We were only able to successfully do that because we had a high enough barter skill. So,
Evening.
Evening, Easy Pete. I don't really know how I feel about there just being a giant rad scorpion corpse right outside the bar there. That's a little unnerving. So there is a quest we can do where we go up into that gas station there and we help Ringo and Goodsprings fend off the powder gangers, but we don't actually want to piss off the powder gangers this early into the game quite yet. We want to do a little bit of work for them to earn some money and get some experience and stuff. So before we go making an enemy of the powder gangers, we're actually going to do a little bit of, like I said, work for them and... well, you'll see how that quest goes. It's a fun time. Not that, you know, anything that happens in New Vegas is all that interesting. I kind of like it because it's such a mundane game. But that's just me. Anyway, exploring around. There is a cave back here. Kind of tired. I feel kind of bad butchering these coyotes, but they did attack us first. I guess we'll let that one run since we're not a monster. But I did kill a coyote pup, and that doesn't really, you know, that doesn't feel too good. I mean, we might as well get a trick shot on him. He's standing right there, you know. What? There we go. I do love the way the guns sound in this game. They're just so chunky whenever you reload them or pull them out, or even sometimes just when you shoot them. They really knocked it out of the park with the sound effects in this game for the guns. Dang. I'm surprised we were able to hit those shots. Oh, golly. I'm now realizing that there's going to be a lot of dead air during exploration because there's not really that much stuff to respond to in this game. And I gotta figure out stuff to talk about. You'd think I'd be, you know, since I'm just starting off, I'd have a ton of stuff to talk about, but frankly, I don't really. Here we go. Here's a bright follower. These guys are scattered around the game, and they're a good source of early energy weapons. Whenever you find one of these guys, they'll have some sort of energy weapon on them. It's random, so it's up to chance whether you get a crappy one or not, but still, in a section of the game where energy weapons are quite quite scarce, they're a good way to get in on that if that's what your build is. I think it's a bad build, but hey, you know, you do you. It's, I don't know, energy weapons just kind of suck, especially when the normal guns in this game are so punchy and feel so good to use. I mean, their projectiles are weird, there's not really much impact when you use them, they're expensive and don't do a lot for how much they cost. I don't know, I feel like if you're going to play, you know, when it comes to combat in this game, you're either going to do melee or conventional firearms. Here's Cat Eye. It's a drug that lets you see in the dark better, but you never really need it, so it's mostly just vendor trash. Golly. Apologies, I recorded this for, you know, other people to be able to fall asleep to or whatever, and now I'm falling asleep. Just goes to show how ridiculously interesting my commentary is. That's what everybody needs. They need some weirdo with a lisp playing New Vegas to help soothe them into warm and peaceful slumber. Ugh. I'm not even that tired, but I just can't stop yawning. Alright, so up ahead is Gene, which is not an actual location in game, but there is Gene's skydiving right there. Primm, and Las Vegas. Again, we heard from Trudy and Sunny Smiles why that route to Las Vegas isn't going to work. So, normally you would go to Primm next, but we're not interested in going there. We're actually going to go to the prison where those powder gangers are holed up next. But yeah, here it is, Gene skydiving. Here's our first Sunset Sarsaparilla Star bottle cap. And there's a key that goes to this locker if you're not good enough with lockpicking to open it. But we don't need that. I mean, we'll take it just for funsies. Here's the Silence 22 pistol. It's based off of the Welrod pistol from World War II, I believe. It's basically just a gun designed for spies with a built-in, like the entire barrel is a silencer essentially in function, or suppressor rather. I don't know if you were the type of person to get hung up on the nomenclature, but regardless, yeah, this is basically just a well-rod pistol. Does awful damage. Not even sneak builds use this gun because it's that bad. But I guess if you're early game and you want to try doing a stealth build, you can always try using this pistol. Here's the laser pistol. It is an ugly, awful piece of trash with no sights, so you can't even aim down the sights on it. Don't ever use energy weapons. They are awful and lame. What do we want? We'll have the shotgun out. I love this thing. It's so pretty. Here's some of our friends, the Powder Gangers. Yeah.
Any lawman that comes after me won't have it easy.
Yeah, you tell them. Anyway, despite being like chaotic criminal raiders, they're actually not hostile to us from the outset because we haven't done anything against them. But that's really a little bit odd. You'd think they would be quite eager to rob us, considering they rob everyone else. But, you know, that's player privilege for you, so... Alright, Crimson Caravan Guard, we're going to take his leather armor. I mean, obviously, this is where these powder gangers have killed a caravan and looted their bodies. I guess one of theirs died in the crossfire there, but here's a pack Brahmin. Brahmin are like two-headed cows. I don't really know how they survive, because every animal in real life that's born with two heads dies pretty much, you know, within a week. But anyway, it's a little bit of world building that the caravan guard that was female has her clothes stripped off of her. I'll let you come to your own conclusions on that, what that means. But yeah, Powder Gangers not good people, not the people you want to be siding with, just based off that alone. Don't worry though, they'll get what's coming to them. We will see to that. Oh, what are they doing? Going to look at the dead body, I guess. That's great. That's really great. There it is, guys. What we came all this way for. Some wild jalapenos. I know they're jalapenos. Don't yell at me. Jalapenos is funny to say. Uh-oh. Yeah, the Powder Gangers are big into explosives. They've rigged a bunch of mines and other such things around their compound here. I don't know how they have enough working electricity for all these spotlights. I mean, I know that the power grid is activated and working because of the Hoover Dam, but I doubt these guys would still be connected to it, considering they overthrew the NCR, or mutinied them, or however you want to put that.
Look at you. Walking in here like you're one of us. Don't you know this is Powder Ganger territory?
What is this place?
This is, or was, the Big House. New California Republic Correctional Facility. Not much correcting went on here, just slave labor. One day, us prisoners decided to liberate ourselves. Killed the warden, killed the guards, took over the whole damn territory.
Yeah, it turns out that making all your convicts do labor for the state and then giving them dynamite for that labor is not the most intelligent way to utilize your prison population. Who's in charge of the prison now?
That'll be Eddie. You can usually find him sitting in the warden's old chair up in the main building.
How ambitious. What exactly is a Powder Ganger?
That's us. We got sent here to fix the rails and make some new ones. And for that, we got to use dynamite. Of course, dynamite works pretty good against caravan guards, too. So, that's what we do. Rob and blow things up.
I don't know how they're getting enough nitroglycerin in the post-apocalypse to continue to craft dynamite, because old dynamite wouldn't do the trick. It goes bad with time. So, just interesting that they're still able to produce the stuff. What did you do to end up in here?
Me? I ran with the toughest gang in the Hub. You've heard of the Hub, right? It's, west of here, I think. Back in California.
California is west of Nevada, that is true. If you're free, why are you sticking around?
We've got the biggest, baddest fort in the wasteland. There's water and power, and if we need grub, we just go out and steal it.
I mean, that's a good point, although you might want to figure out that food situation sooner rather than later. Can I go in?
Well, I don't know. Depends on if you can make it worth my time. 100 caps sounds right to me.
Sure, I guess.
All right, you can go on in. Can't guarantee your safety, though. Just saying.
I don't know why he even cares. I mean, he just fleeced us.
Yeah, whatever.
All right. So.
Hey.
Hey. Technically everything in here is stealing, so because we're not, you know, playing an evil character, we won't do that, even though stealing from a bunch of marauders is hardly immoral.
Didn't know anyone would willingly walk into this place. Not unless they were looking for trouble. What's your story?
I guess I'm not going to answer your question. What did you do before you were incarcerated?
I was a sheriff, believe it or not, for a small town far to the west of here. Short version is that sometimes justice is a little slow. I helped speed it up one too many times. I'm not sorry for anything I did, but I will do the time. Fair enough trade if you ask me.
I mean, I guess. That's, it sounds like you really haven't learned anything, so... Tell me about what happened in the prison.
I understand that Cook was behind it all. I kept my head down the whole time. Didn't want any part of it. I stuck around, figuring the NCR would show up and put things back the way they were. No sense in making myself look guilty, right?
Who's Cook?
Some kind of anti-NCR rebel. Some people just don't like being pushed around and told what to do.
Where can I find him?
He went north with some of the other guys. Didn't say where. Didn't say why. All I know is he's got some kind of score to settle with the NCR.
So, why are you still here?
I'm not quite sure the kind of greeting NCR troopers will give an escaped con like myself. Figure it's better to stay put for now.
Who's in charge of the Powder Gangers?
Right now, Eddie and his boys run the place. They've got the guns and the dynamite, so they call the shots.
I mean, okay. Myers is an interesting character. It's clear he believes in the rule of law to an extent, because he'll stay here and serve out a sentence when he doesn't even need to, but similarly, I mean, he only believes in it as far as he'll... how to put that? I mean, he circumvents the rule of law while he's a sheriff to just kill people instead of giving them a fair trial, but he believes in the law enough to stay put and serve a sentence he no longer needs to serve. I guess that's a layered and complex character for you, but Myers isn't really important enough to get that sort of character building, so it's an interesting hypocrisy there. Anyway.
Watch yourself out there.
I mean, yeah, I'm surprised I'm not getting shanked considering I just walked into the middle of a prison. But, yeah. I love that there's just a sofa out here for people to play chess, you know? It's, I assume they did that after they killed everyone. It's just kind of weird to see all these sofas out in the middle of a prison yard. It's just weird to see sofas outside in general, too, though.
Haven't seen Myers around. Did he run off or something?
He's right there in the canteen, dude.
Haven't seen a decent caravan come up the road in days.
That's probably because you keep killing them all, and they stop coming up here because they don't want to be murdered.
It's about time a new customer showed up around here. I was getting sick of dealing with the same faces all the time.
You're a trader?
I was always the guy who could get things, if you know what I mean. Figured I might as well keep on doing it.
I don't know how you're... No one's trading with you. You kill all the caravans. How do you have a source of supplies? Anyway, what did you do to end up here in the first place?
I worked in a casino in New Reno. One of the pit bosses decided he didn't like me. Framed me over some caps, and I ended up in here.
That's rough. What can you tell me about this place?
This is where the NCR sent prisoners to reform through hard labor. I never saw much reforming around here myself.
I mean, yeah, that's typically how prisons work. Why do you stay here?
Don't have any other place to go. I'd just end up back in another prison or dead out in the wasteland.
So he's a fatalist. That's cool.
If I don't have anything you like, well, tough. I don't do special orders.
What do you mean? You're the guy that can get things. That's like your whole job. Anyway. Varmint rifles, powder charges, knives, grenade rifles, and dynamite. Yeah, they're big into explosives. We might actually... Yeah, we'll take that metal helmet, just so we can have some armor on our head. That way if we get shot again, it won't be so bad. Alright, do I have anything to sell him? The laser pistol. Spare knife. The Silence 22 pistol. Leather armor. Yeah, that's probably about it. Oh yeah, Wonder Glue, Rad Scorpion, Poison Glands, pre-war money. Oh, he's out of money. Well, that'll have to do.
Another satisfied customer.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
See you.
Alright, so let's see how dumb we look with this helmet on. Oh yeah. Wow. That's awesome. Gotta love the stats.
Any lawman that comes after me won't have it easy.
That's great, pal. Nah, we're not gonna do that. Sometimes you just gotta get up and kick some plates around, you know? The physics in this game are too fun not to mess around with.
Damn, running low on smokes again.
That's rough. Couldn't be me. Then again, I don't smoke them either. I just kind of sell them. Also, who's still making all these cigarettes? There's like a crazy amount.
Heard there was a new face around. I'm the doctor around here. Sort of.
Why are you sort of the doctor?
I was an NCR medic for 6 months, so I'm not exactly a doctor. Still, it's more medical training than any of the other guys here. It also gives me an excuse to stay out of any raiding parties. The gang can't lose its only doctor now, can it?
Pretty sweet gig. What did you do to end up in here?
Medical supplies go for a decent amount of caps in the right markets. I figured the quartermaster wouldn't notice any missing. I was wrong.
Well, yeah, he'd be a pretty shitty quartermaster if he didn't notice, like, something as important as medical supplies going missing. What did you do before?
Let's see. I've been a farmhand, a bouncer, a bandit, and an NCR trooper. I don't recommend any of them.
I don't know. I feel like being a farmhand wouldn't be too bad. What's your reason for staying?
The location by the highway makes it a good spot to shake down any travelers passing through. That's why Eddie and the rest are still around. Me, I like having big walls between myself and the wasteland.
Yeah, smart guy. Not smart enough, but, you know, smart. How did you all manage to escape?
One night, there was a big explosion from the other cell block. I had no idea what was going on, so I took cover in my bunk. When it was all over, the guards were dead and we were free. Most of the other prisoners scattered, but a few of us stuck around, obviously.
All right, well, see you later.
Later.
Hey.
I don't know how a guy like him is keeping such a clean cut in prison, but, you know, I'm sure I get, you know, barbers are pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? Barbers are a hot commodity in prison, so I'm sure they have like 1 or 2 guys that can cut hair.
Haven't seen a decent caravan come up the road in days.
Wow. I mean, these guys get along great.
Haven't seen a decent caravan.
All right, man. I don't need to hear that.
Hello.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at like the only guy in the game that has an eye patch, and I can see your eyebrow clipping through. Why are you called Scrambler?
Why? It's because I mess up people so bad they don't know what part goes where when I'm done.
Shit, guys, watch out. He's a real badass. What did you do to end up in here?
Not much. Just killed a bunch of people. Maybe a couple kids, too. Whatever.
This guy's like a Reddit dude trying to seem badass online. It's just kind of weird. He's trying way too hard. How did you all break out?
Dynamite. Lots and lots of dynamite. You should have seen the body parts flying everywhere.
I don't know if this is like the writers trying to make this guy seem cool or if they're trying to make him seem like an edgy loser. It's a fine line. What do you do around here?
I keep an eye on my buddy Eddie. Anybody messes with him and I scramble them real good.
He scrambles them. He's the scrambler. He scrambles them.
Uh-huh.
Hello, Eddie.
Dawes said he let somebody in. So you going to give me a reason not to kill you and throw your body back outside?
Oh. What do you need done?
This is Powderganger territory. My territory. Most of the guys around here understand that. One, Chavez doesn't. Chavez formed his own crew and have been hitting traders on their own. Everybody I've sent after him either got killed or weren't able to catch him. That leaves you. What do you say?
What do you mean that leaves me? What? I mean, you've got like 40 guys in here. What are you talking about that leaves me? All right, you only want me to deal with Chavez?
Chavez is the ringleader. Without him, his crew will fall apart, and I don't give a shit about those guys.
That's mean. I'll do it.
Good. Chavez and his boys were last seen south of here. If you're lucky, and he's careless, he might still be there.
Well, how'd you end up in this place?
Why do you care? Answer, you shouldn't. I don't feel like trading life stories.
How did the breakout happen?
It was all Cook's idea. He and his boys managed to swipe some dynamite and hide it away in their cells. The rest of us just tagged along. Cook's crew headed north while the rest of us stuck around for payback.
What can you tell me about the prison?
The NCR called it a work-release prison. We lucky prisoners got the privilege of fixing up the rail lines and blasting rock for new lines. They got sloppy, though. Some of us managed to hide away some dynamite, and look who's in charge now.
I don't want to think about how you smuggled that. What do you know about Cook?
One mean son of a bitch. Really truly hates the NCR for some reason. And he got a lot of the other guys around to his way of thinking.
Where is Cook now?
He and his crew went north. I heard talk about some sort of big plan to get back at the NCR, but haven't seen them since.
Goodbye.
Yeah, get out of here.
Talk to me that way, man. Don't talk to me that way. Anyway, yeah, we'll see Cook and all them later, probably, if I can be bothered to do their quest. The Powdergangers are a very odd faction. It's, they really do not work like a typical Fallout New Vegas faction. Anyway, we'll go deal with this Chavez guy real quick. What do you have to say?
Hey, I've been sent to tell you that while you're not exactly a friend, we know you've helped us out some all the same. We figured some kind of truce is in order. As long as you don't come too close to any of our camps, we'll let you pass without trying to kill you. Of course, the truce is off once we know you're an enemy.
What happens if I hang around one of your camps?
Then we'll have to make you leave by force. Your own fault. You understand?
I'll keep that in mind.
See ya.
What a nice guy. Man, we look so cool. I'm not really doing the gimmick of this run, that being the companions and stuff yet, but it won't be long. We'll get there. Here he is. Here he is.
You just walked into the wrong camp, my friend. Hand over everything you've got and we might let you live.
Eddie sent me to deal with you.
That's nothing new. Am I supposed to be impressed?
But consider this. I have 30 speech. Eddie's just gonna keep chasing you. Quit while you're ahead. And alive.
All right. Pickings were getting slim around here anyway.
I bet. You keep killing everyone in this area. Nobody's gonna keep showing up, man. Really cool. Those spotlights just kind of float in air there because the models aren't loading in. There we go. Yeah. That's great. Whoa, okay. Getting a little bit turned around there.
What?
Chavez has been dealt with. You won't see him around here anymore.
I'm happy you cleared that up for me. But we've got another situation to worry about. There's a merchant hanging around near the prison. Something feels funny about him, and I want you to deal with him. Shake him down if he's legit, but if not, take him out.
I don't get it. What's funny about a merchant? So this is a dialogue that's only popping up because we are stupid with one intelligence. We would otherwise be like, you know, hey, okay, got it, and go off to do the quest. But, yeah, having a stupid character sometimes means you have to say stupid things.
Not ha-ha funny, you moron. Funny as in suspicious. He's not trying to run away like most people.
Okay.
Yeah, get out of here.
Hello?
I did that because I'm a petulant child, in case you were wondering. About to be 24, by the way. It's so over. It is so over. I watched this kick-ass movie recently called Vampire Hunter D. I'd seen it before, but I rewatched it, and man, I wish that they produced stuff nowadays in that style. It's kind of like gothic desperado futurism. It's just really cool. It's like Trigun, but if the protagonist wasn't really annoying and hard to watch. Sorry to any Vash the Stampede lovers out there. Where are we headed again? Oh right, Gene skydiving. Oh man, I used to watch Al Chestbreach do mod reviews for Fallout New Vegas when I was a kid. I loved that guy so much. I really looked up to him in terms of like being a content creator and stuff. Nowadays, that dream doesn't really exist anymore. I'm not doing this as like, I don't ever really want anything to come of this. I just want these videos to be out there for anybody that, you know, that knows me. You know, if there's ever a time when I'm not around or after I'm gone one day, they can rewatch these and remember me and, you know. I guess if anyone online that doesn't know me gets any value out of them, that's nice too, but I don't really expect that.
Better be careful around these parts. I hear there's powder gangers around and dangerous for merchants like me.
A real merchant would be much more worried about powder gangers, you know.
Guess I was a little too obvious. I'm actually a bounty hunter. I was hoping to bag some powder gangers if they tried to rob me.
This is powder ganger territory, and there's a toll, buddy. Pay up.
It's about time one of you guys showed up. I've been waiting long enough. The NCR will probably give me a nice bounty for your corpse.
That bounty would probably be like 25 caps, by the way. Even if you manage to kill me, the powder gangers are already on to you. It's why I'm here.
That's a good point. Sorry I, tried to ambush you there. No hard feelings, I hope.
No, not at all, not at all. Anyway, I'm just kidding. We're a good guy. We don't do that. Unless... No.
Hello?
Hello. There's something weird about that guy's
You eyeballing me?
Never mind, he's just got a weird complexion. To be fair, everyone in Fallout New Vegas looks like a halfway melted wax doll, so it's not really his fault. I have been recording for quite a while here, almost 2.5 hours. I'll probably keep going for a while, but, you know, it's gonna take a while to upload. Oh yeah, I was talking about Vampire Hunter D. I don't know, I just really love the art in that movie. All the faces are like drawn long and all the like, I don't know, every character has different proportions when it comes to their body and stuff, and there's this really like, there's this theme, like everything has crosses and stuff on it. It's just really cool, you know? I don't know, I really appreciate that aspect of it. It's just very, very inspired. I mean, I'm sure it was tropey at the time, between like vampires and the weird Wild West future tech and, you know, all the anime-inspired stuff, but nowadays it's just such a unique mix that you don't really see in anything else. I mean, there was that Trigun reboot or whatever, but I never heard anyone talking about that, so that might have been a flop. Then again, I don't really pay much attention to discussion of anime and stuff. I care about like Japanese games, but I don't keep up to date on anime. The last anime I watched was Monster, and that's ancient. That was a great story, though. I love Monster.
Hello?
What?
The merchant was a bunny hunter. Got rid of him. Again, this is dialogue because we're stupid.
Good. Had him figured for NCR. One of the Rangers, maybe. Anyway, speaking of the NCR, I need you to take a walk down to Prim. The NCR hasn't raised hell over our breakout, and I want to find out why. They're up to something, I could feel it.
What am I looking for in Prim?
I know the NCR has troops near Prim, so talk to the locals and find out if any of those troops are going to be coming our way.
All right.
Yeah, get out of here.
Haven't seen a decent caravan come up the
all
road
right.
in days.
Get used to repeated dialogue, because, I don't even mind Eddie that much. I just hate the repeated lines, so that's why I keep mocking him.
Any lawman that comes after me
Steer
won't
clear
have
of the
it easy.
Mojave post. NCR troopers all over the place down there.
I don't know why I keep pointing my gun at people. I won't say it's funny, but it kind of is. I wonder, you know, because I'm going to be out in the desert, the American desert, within a couple of weeks here. I wonder if it'll be everything I hope it is. I hope it'll live up to my expectations. I mean, it's just a desert, right? But it's, I don't know. The American landscape is so beautiful in some places. It's just really... It's something I'm kind of passionate about. I'd love to... I'm so excited to go and see all of this. I don't know how content creators just sit in front of the camera like 8 hours a day, like streamers and stuff, and just play stuff, because I'm already running out of stuff to talk about. And I mean, I know they have like people in chat to talk to or whatever, and they have more stuff to react to. This is kind of a slow game, but still, that's a lot. You know, it's not demanding. Like, I'm not exhausted or anything, but it is. You wonder what you can do to better entertain. Oh. Damn. Tore up my leg. Oh, hey, we leveled up. Let's heal our leg real quick. There we go. Oh, yeah. So, the reason we only got the point selection there and not the perks is because you only get a perk every second level. What? This tumbleweed is made out of lead. It's immovable. Wow. I wonder. Nope. That's crazy. Yeah, so you only get perks every second level, so odd numbered levels won't do anything for us. Wow. Nature's beautiful. There he goes. So yeah, that whole... The reason there's a random encounter where you see a gecko just kill a radroach out in the middle of the road is because radroaches were like the super common pest enemy in Fallout 3. I'm just carrying his body, by the way. And now geckos take that role. And Fallout 3 was the prior game, so this is, I guess, their way of saying, like, hey, things are different. Don't expect everything to be like in Fallout 3, which took place in Washington, D.C., as opposed to Nevada in the Mojave Desert. And also just kind of shows you that, you know, geckos are predators. They're carnivores. They do kill the other pests around the Mojave to survive. Including these crappy little bloat flies. Annoying. I do wish, because I only fired one barrel there, but he ejected both shells. I wish there was a contextual reload animation for the Caravan shotgun here, where if you fired one barrel and reloaded, he only took one shotgun shell out. Because there's a little bit of dissonance there. We'll just keep using Sunset Sarsaparilla to heal up, because they're really good, cheap healing items. And they're not worth anything to sell, so you actually, you know, getting the one bottle cap from opening them and drinking them is really all you need. And because we have a high luck stat, sometimes when we drink one of those, we'll get one of those blue Sunset Sarsaparilla star bottle caps.
Prim is off limits.
What's going on in Prim?
Some convicts from the prison up the road have taken over the town. Everyone inside is either dead or in hiding.
Rough.
What's more, there are 2 tribes of raiders causing trouble in this area as well. You'd be safer heading back up to Goodsprings.
I don't know what tribes of raiders he's talking about. Oh wait, no, I do. Wow, I've never noticed that before, that they foreshadow that, because there are 2 groups of raiders that we're going to encounter up the road from Prim. I think they're both Viper gang, but interesting. Shouldn't you be protecting the town or something?
We'd love to, but they don't fall under NCR jurisdiction. Even if they did, we're in no shape to protect them.
So the NCR is, again, proving incompetent and evil. Why can't you protect them?
We don't have the equipment to take out the convicts. And even if we did, we need some extra hands for backup.
Oof.
You should talk to Lieutenant Hayes. He's in a tent down the road. Just stay on the west side of the overpass if you don't want to get shot.
They're very welcoming. You gotta love the NCR. And by gotta, I mean, don't ever. Oh yeah, we're not gonna steal. We're not gonna steal from them. You kind of gotta wonder what happened to Primm that some of these buildings ended up completely shelled. Meanwhile, the buildings over there are completely intact. Because, I mean, a nuclear bomb wouldn't do this. Not that I know of, anyway. More ammo, bed,
okay. I'm Sergeant McGee of the New California Republic
McGee,
Army,
lol.
5th Battalion, 1st Company. If you want to talk about something, speak to Lieutenant Hayes.
Does the NCR have any plans to attack the prison north of here?
I have no idea. I just go and do what they tell me.
Boy, you're useful. Where are you from?
I'm from the hub originally, but it's been a long time since I saw it. I'm on my second tour here. Most non-commissioned officers are.
Okay, see ya.
Sir.
Oh yeah. I keep forgetting that I'm not trying to rob everyone blind because I'm used to doing it so much in this game. Hey, you got a beret.
I'm Lieutenant Hayes of the New California Republic Army, 5th Battalion, 1st Company. What's your business?
Does the NCR have any plans to attack the prison north of here?
Military operations are classified information. The brass is familiar with the situation at the NCRCF.
What are you doing out here?
We were sent out here to hold back the tide of convicts from the correctional facility. As you can probably tell, we aren't doing the kind of job we could be doing.
That's a nice way to say that you're doing an awful job. What's the problem with your mission?
The mission isn't a problem. The problem is with supplies. The convicts are better armed and organized than our intel initially suggested. I'm trying to get some reinforcements here, maybe some guns with some firepower, but shit. Things are just going slow.
Yup. Tell me about the correctional facility.
Most people just call it NCRCF. That's NCR Correctional Facility.
Woo!
A little bit ago, the convicts there staged a coup. Killed the guards that weren't able to escape. And I've been ransacking the area since then.
Do you have any information on the convicts?
Not much. They've taken to calling themselves powder gangers. Mostly because they've taken to using the explosives meant to clear boulders as weapons. They got organized faster than I would have thought. Most of them, at least. Thankfully, the small group in town here seem to have split off from the main force, so they aren't getting anything in the way of support.
I have some other questions.
I have some free time. Ask away.
Anyway.
Sir.
Alright, so he's not going to tell us, but we'll just have to go ask somebody in town about it. So, this is going to be our first instance of interacting with mines. You can actually disarm the mines and pick them up if you're fast enough, and the more explosive skill you have, the more time you have to disarm them. So all you really do is just walk up and tap A and take them. Alright, now we've got to clear the town out from some people that are outside doing, I don't know, criminal raider stuff. They just kind of walk around out here without much purpose. And they're aggressive, so it's not like, you know, we're murdering people here. This is self-defense. Look away if you're squeamish. Oh, never mind. His head didn't pop like a grape. I kind of expected it to. What? That guy took those shotgun shells pretty damn well. I think that's all of them. Sometimes it feels like there's a third out here, but I could be forgetting that. Anyway, this is Daniel Wyand. He was one of the couriers carrying a delivery with, like we were. So let's read that note real quick. Oh, it's the same, but instead of a platinum chip like us, he had 2 fluffy dice. I'm not going to read all. I should read this. Okay, I'll read it. Deliver the package at the north entrance to the Vegas Strip by the way of Freeside. An agent of the recipient will meet you at the checkpoint, take possession of the package, and pay for the delivery. Bring the payment to Johnson Nash at the Mojave Express Agency in Primm. Bonus on completion, 250 caps. Manifest. This package contains 1 oversized poker chip composed of platinum. That's what was stolen from us when we were shot in the head. Contract penalties. You are an authorized agent of the Mojave Express package until the delivery is complete and payment has been processed. Contractually obligated to complete this transaction and materially responsible for any malfeasance or loss. Failure to deliver to the proper recipient may result in forfeiture of your advance and bonus criminal charges and/or pursuit by mercenary reclamation teams. The Mojave Express is not responsible for any injury or loss of life you experience as a result of said reclamation efforts. There you go. Even in the post-apocalypse, the terms and conditions for employment are dog shit. Sorry if it seems like I'm just randomly finding stuff out of thin air. I kind of just have all the locations for the loot memorized. You know, I've played this game a lot. And, you know, the actual loot that's in containers is randomized, but the locations of the containers themselves is always the same. Imagine getting killed by a guy in a helmet that looks like that. Couldn't be me.
I don't know what it was brought you to Primm, youngster, but you might want to rethink your plans. Town's gone to hell.
Who are you?
Johnson Nash is my name. Husband to Ruby Nash. Lived in Primm going on 8 years now, thick and thin. I'm a trader primarily, for what it's worth with things like they are. I also run the local Mojave Express outpost.
Do you know if the NCR is planning to attack the prison north of here?
I might know something, but my memory ain't what it used to be. Sometimes it needs motivating.
I mean, the speech option here is not nice. Alright, so we'll use barter. We'll say I could see giving you 50 caps, maybe.
I guess that'll do. I swore not to say a word to no one, but an NCR deserter passed through some days ago and traded for supplies. According to him, the NCR has decided enough's enough and is going to send in a mess of troops to take back the prison any day now.
Let's see. I have some questions about Primm.
Well, I'll answer what I can.
I don't know why you're so impatient. I mean, what else are you gonna do? You're hiding from raiders in a casino. You got nothing but time. Do you know where I can find the courier office?
Sure do. I run the courier office out of my shop. Leastways I did before things went to hell around here.
I have more questions about Primm.
Ask away.
What happened to Primm?
Let's see. Been tough around here for a good while now. Worse since them thugs kidnapped our deputy. It started with the breakout from the prison up the road. First there was just a few thugs rolling through town, but then they got organized. Now they call themselves powder gangsters or something, and run around throwing dynamite and shooting people. Little while ago, a good chunk of them left whatever kind of organization they got up there to squeeze all the food and drink out of us they could.
What's at Vicky and Vance?
That's where we are. This here little casino brought some cash and bodies into the town before them powder gangsters came in. Now, they can't rush us without eating a good bit of hot lead, but we are in a kind of box canyon. Guess this is a fitting place for that as any. I reckon that if they thought hard enough about it, they'd realize they got more bodies than we have bullets. But for now, we're safe enough in here. I guess I don't...
What can I do to help Prim?
Right now, Beagle is the closest Prim's got to any organized law. But he's still stuck up in Bison Steve. First thing I'd say is get his sorry butt out of there.
You say powder gangers kidnapped Prim's deputy?
Well, you can call Beagle a deputy so long as you don't harbor too high an opinion of the word. Boy was about as useful as tits on a rat scorpion. Only qualification he ever had was to be brother to the wife of the sheriff. Still, I suppose he don't deserve what's befell him. We would have considered paying the ransom if we'd had caps to spare.
Real Barney from Andy Griffith show situation going on there, I guess. Why do you keep calling them gangsters? I thought they were called powder gangers.
Gangers, gangsters, all sounds like trouble to me.
Okay. I'm a courier with the Mojave Express.
Well, I don't got any work right now, sorry to say.
I lost a package I was supposed to deliver.
I'll tell you whatever I can. You have a delivery order you can show me?
What can you tell me about this job? And then we show him the delivery order I just read in the notes a minute ago.
Oh, so you're talking about one of them packages. That job had strange written all over it, but we couldn't turn down the caps.
What was strange about it?
That cowboy robot had us hire 6 couriers.
Victor!
Each was carrying something a little
huge
different.
Revelation.
Pair of dice, chess piece, that kind of stuff. Last word I have from the office, it looked like payment had been received for the other 5 jobs. Guess it was just your chip that didn't make it. First deadbeat we hired to do the job canceled. Hope a storm from the divide skins him alive. Well, that's where you came in.
Crazy that, like, this isn't just exclusive to Johnson Nash. I've met old people in real life that are like this, but, like, just so short-tempered and entitled. Like, one person didn't want to do the job, so he just wished that this person would get ripped apart by radiation storms, like dying in one of the most brutal ways possible. That's just a little, you know, a little extreme, in my opinion. I don't know why old people are like this so often. Old men, I mean. But anyway, he canceled?
Yeah, I got this look when he saw you next down on the courier list. His expression turned right around. Asked me if your name was for real. I said, sure as like a rain, you were still kicking. Then he turned down the job, just like that. I asked if he was sure it was good money. No, let Courier 6 carry the package. That's what he said. Like the Mojave'd sort you out or something. Then he just up and walked out.
Great. Do you know who he was or where he went?
No idea. Sounds like you two had a history for him to act like that. And turn down the money, too. Hope he didn't see any trouble in that package of yours. Maybe he thought your name was bad luck. Not for me to say.
Cowboy Robot. Do you mean the one over there? I'll show you that in a minute.
Nope. Different fella. Bigger. Had himself a face on a screen. And he talked more like you or me.
So yeah, Victor. Some men stole my package. A man in a checkered suit and some thugs. Did they pass this way?
Well, now that you mention it, a few nights back, one of the townies was out scavenging for supplies.
The townies.
He said he saw a fellow with a daisy suit come through with some of them Great Con misfits. They was talking about a chip.
One of those men shot me. I need to know the best way to get to him.
Well, for that, your best bet is going to be talking to Deputy Beagle. Since they came to town, he was keeping a good bit of notes on them, and he was slinking around Bison Steve when your pretty boy friend came through. He may have heard where they were going.
I don't really like what you're implying by calling him my pretty boy friend, but whatever.
I guess I don't have anywhere better to be.
I want to trade real quick.
Sure, have a look.
Alrighty. I don't know how he has all these things. Ooh, brass knuckles. We're going to take that. Not a whole lot else we really want from him. Some ammo, I guess. There we go. Now we sell the cleaver, the dynamite, the mines. Carton of ciggies. Duct tape, gecko eggs, gecko hides, leather belts, pilot lights, wonder glue, coyote hide. It's not real hard to make money in this game, especially if you know what to grab. That'll do for now. Look at that, we're already over 1,000 caps.
Give me a shout if you need anything else. Yeah, bye.
What? You see how short he was with us right there? What's this guy's problem, guys? I mean, he's married, he's got a wife and everything, and she's alive. Doc Mitchell would have killed for that. It is odd, I mean, you don't really see many couples in this game. He's like one of a few. And, you know, they're like 90 or in their 80s at least. Because this is his wife, and she's not very young either, so it's, at the very least, it's nice that, that they've loved each other for so long and were able to find that love in the post-apocalypse. It's very sweet in that way, even if he is a dickhead. Anyway, this is the robot cowboy he was talking about. We're not going to talk to him right now, but later we will. So, I have to go talk to someone in Goodsprings very quickly before we turn on the powder gangers by offering the NCR to help with their attack. Okay, good. There was no Rad Scorpion this time. So this is Joe Cobb from earlier when we were in the saloon with Trudy. He's, you can side with the Goodspring townsfolk, or you can side with him and his powder gangers to take over the town. Again, no real reason to do that. He's, well, evil for one, but there's not really any good rewards outside of that. But we can get a little XP by talking to him first.
What do you want?
What was that you said about Ringo?
He's some traitor who decided he'd rather shoot than pay the toll for being in our territory. He's hiding somewhere in town. Would serve these idiots right if me and my guys shot the place up after we got payback on Ringo.
You're a really great guy. This area is your territory?
It is now. Me and the rest of the guys busted out of the NCR prison east of here and took over. Now we're calling the shots.
Oh, wow. What were you in prison for?
None of your damn business. You ought to know better than to ask a man that kind of question.
I just need to know if I should watch my step around you.
Robbed some people, burned some things, killed a few guys.
The least specific answer ever. What's been going on in the rest of the wasteland?
Same old shit that's been going on for years. The NCR and Legion are still fighting over Hoover Dam for some reason.
Same shit, different day. What do you know about Hoover Dam?
Never been there since the NCR's got troops all over it. Must be pretty important.
Must be. If only there was some sort of reason. Tell me about the NCR.
New California Republic. Nothing new about it. Just a bunch of people with money and power pushing everyone else around. They've got troops all over the Mojave. But it's a big desert, so it's pretty easy to avoid them if you want.
I suppose. What do you know about the Legion?
I've run with some tough gangs. But I gotta admit, they all got nothing on the Legion. I hear they stick you up on poles and it takes a while to die. I ain't saying I'm afraid of them or nothing, but I'll be staying out of their way.
Right. I'm not gonna offer to help take over the town. Anyway, see ya.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna go down to Prim and help out the NCR. We're not gonna take care of the Bison Steve stuff going on right now, or the hotel. I think we're gonna take care of the Powder Gangers, and then call that a session. But we're gonna take care of the prison and Goodsprings. So then when we come back next time, we'll do Prim or whatever, and have some fun with that. After all, I got church in the morning, pal.
Yeah?
I know the NCR is planning to attack the prison.
Military operations are classified information.
That's not what I said. I want to help the attack.
Some powder gangers did you wrong, is that it? Get in line. Still, you do look capable enough, and manpower hasn't been easy to come by. Alright, fine by me if you want to put yourself in harm's way. I'll mark the staging area on your map. Talk to Sergeant Lee.
This guy's even more monotone than I am. You do look capable enough, and manpower's been hard to come by. Where is he? Oh, I thought he said Sergeant Lee. Oh god, get this guy away from me.
Hello there. It's good to see a friendly face. I almost took you for a raider, I did. Name's Malcolm. Malcolm Holmes. Don't suppose you'd care to trade. I'm missing a few essentials and... screw this. Lying just ain't in my nature. I'll tell it to you straight. I've been following you for a good bit now.
Why were you following me?
It started off innocently enough. I was traveling, as I often do, and happened to observe you picking up one of those blue star caps. You didn't show any reaction to it, so I figured you didn't know what you'd gotten your hands on.
What's so special about these caps?
There's an old wasteland legend that says somewhere out there is a fabulous treasure from before the war. Those caps with the blue star on them, the tale goes, are the key to that treasure. They're called Sunset Sarsaparilla stars.
Where can I find more of these caps?
All over the place. The easiest place to find them is unopened bottles of Sunset Sarsaparilla.
This guy has
You'd think they'd all have been picked clean by now. But somehow, new bottles keep appearing in the machines.
That is some crazy.
Some say it's old Festus that does it, hoping someone will finally collect enough caps to earn the treasure. Other than bottles, you'll just have to scavenge. You can find caps in the unlikeliest of places, and Blue Star caps are no exception.
You mentioned someone named Festus. Who is that?
It's said that the treasure is guarded by a man named Festus, and he's the one who asked for the Blue Star caps. It's also said he's been around since the war, standing a lonely vigil, waiting for someone to come and take the treasure off his hands. That'll make him pretty damn old, but I've met a few people in my travels who claim they actually met him, and they weren't the lying type either.
Festus seems like a stone-cold Trousseau. So you collect these caps too?
Nah, I gave it up years ago. Too dangerous. And even if I did still collect them, I'd tell you the same. There's people out there so mad with the idea of treasure that they'll attack strangers just on the suspicion that they have some of those caps.
What kind of treasure are we talking about?
No one knows. Money, weapons, water. It is, or maybe was, something of value, and that's enough to get people motivated.
Thanks for the info, but I'll be going now.
No problem. If you do end up trying to collect more stars, watch out for a man named Alan Marks. He's killed several people for their stars already.
So, Malcolm Holmes here, we're not going to kill him, but most people do, because he has 6 or 7 of those star caps on him, and you only need 50 to finish the quest, so that's like what? If he has 7, that's, wow, am I stupid? 7 out of 50. Sorry, 14%. That's 14% of the caps you need. Good lord, that was rough. I must be really tired. But yeah, we're a good guy, so we're not going to kill him. But normally I just kill him and take the caps. But he's alright, I guess. Anyway, time to go take care of the prison and kill everyone inside.
Hello. I'm Sergeant Lee. Lieutenant Hayes radioed ahead to say you were on the way. We've got supplies on our side, and that's about it. Once we blow a gap in the fence, we've got to pour on the fire and keep them disorganized. Our goal is to take out their leader, some assbag named Eddie. With the ringleader gone, the rest will fold. And that's all the briefing you're going to get. Let's go.
Woo! Alright, magic broom. That's great. So where are the NCR troopers? I mean, I guess I'll just go to town here. Not getting a lot of hits there. Where are the NCR guys? There they are, there they are. Did they get any of the guys over here? Yeah, they did. Oh. I'm gonna loot while all this fighting's going on, because, you know, we're kind of squishy as it is, so best not to get too torn up. But I mean, yeah, you should see, just from how well this is going for them, that the NCR are much better equipped than the Powder Gangers. The Powder Gangers are basically not even a militia, they're just, I mean, they're just thugs. And so, yeah, against actual equipped soldiers, they're just getting wiped out. Although he's giving them some trouble. For some reason, they're really struggling to put him down. Although I think they just did. So let's go loot his body. And they're gonna go in there and fight everybody, I guess. Do some repairs real quick on our stuff. Here we go. Holy cow, there's a lot of them. Well, they killed Hannigan, I think. Yeah, they did. That is quite a lot going on right there. Oh, an NCR trooper's been disarmed. I think he might die. As I say, we're really not trying to get too involved in this. Oh, good lord. Alright, the Powder Gangers really do not like us after helping with this attack. That is not really a surprise. Wow, that was intense. I think that's everybody pretty much. And unfortunately, even though they just killed everyone, we still can't steal without losing karma. It still counts as stealing, so. Well, that'll change in a couple days in game.
We can take it from here. We might have some cleaning up to do, but Eddie's a deadie. Gangs with no leadership
really
don't
badass.
last long. I'll radio Hayes to let him know the prison's ours. But you should swing by to see him the next time you're near Prim.
Can count on that.
There we go. We got some NCR fame.
Thanks for the help.
Controlling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter.
Yeah, a lot of those guys are probably pretty messed up from all that. They took a lot of shots. But we've still got some people in the prison here to take care of. And the NCR troopers aren't going to check the rest of the prison because their AI is kind of bad, so we'll take care of the rest with our handy-dandy shotgun. Unless the rest just despawned. That could also be the case, but no, I think they're still here. Judging by that pip on our compass right there, that red marker. Yep. And there goes that guy's head that just exploded. And he's on the outside of the prison, so I can't loot him. Oh, wait. There we go. But yeah, there are these two buildings that they forgot about as well. That is, pretty gory. He went flying back, holy cow. Again, the reason I don't pick up any keys or anything is because it's better to get the XP from picking the lock than it is to just open the key, or open the door with a key, because that doesn't give you any XP. Oh wait, we can repair our pistol some more. There we go. So yeah, when guns are in better condition, or really any weapon, they do more damage, and with guns in particular, if you aren't careful with maintaining them and they become low condition, sometimes when you reload, the gun will jam and you'll have to clear them a second time, and that can really screw you over sometimes. So stay on top of your gun condition and your armor as well, because, you know, armor that isn't full of holes will do a better job at protecting you. Who knew? Good lord. Oh, that'll do it. Hey, we get another perk because we're level 4. Confirmed Bachelor and Lady Killer are two perks that basically do the same thing. Lady Killer is like confirmation that your character is straight. Confirmed Bachelor would make your character gay. It's, I'm not really interested in that aspect of things. I'll probably get Travel Light because running 10% faster means there's going to be less downtime. You know, you just get places quicker, so less dead air. That's always nice. But yeah, you can see we're running a little bit faster now. Now the only place to clear out is the entry hall here. Sorry, the visitor center. That's always so ridiculous. Oh, this guy's actually got a helmet on. Wow. His head is probably more armored than his body is. We're getting pretty messed up here. Wow, that helmet is even better than mine. Okay, now it's going. And, you can settle down now, Myers.
Sounds like the NCR is finally getting off their ass to settle things around here. Don't expect me to get in their way.
Okay.
Watch yourself out there.
Thanks. Where'd those dead bodies go? There's one. I'm pretty sure there was another body in here. Oh, there he is. Yeah, I'm a little blind sometimes. Anyway, apparently all we need to fix the bullet holes in our body is to keep drinking root beer, or sarsaparilla, which is basically root beer. So that's pretty cool. Don't follow that as real life advice. Soda will not fix your bullet wounds. Oh, they killed Dawes. I mean, he had a .357 Magnum, so that's useful. Alright, we'll go swing by and visit the lieutenant back down in Primm because we were told to, and to be honest, I've never checked to see if he has additional dialogue or not after all that. So, might as well.
Yeah?
The attack on the prison was a success.
I'm not surprised. Criminals like to act tough, but they're no match for military discipline.
Okay.
Sir?
I guess he doesn't care. Oh yeah, we have to be outside to fast travel. Alright, let's go help Ringo.
That's close enough. Who are you, and what do you want with me?
I'm not an enemy, if that's what you're asking.
Sorry about the gun. You just caught me off guard, that's all. We got off to a bad start. What say we start over with a friendly game of Caravan? You know how to play?
Did you know there's a man named Joe Cobb looking for you?
Yeah. He doesn't look very tough, though. I hear he's afraid I'll shoot him down from one of the windows when I see him. And he's right. I'll have a much bigger problem once his friends show up. There's no way I could handle all of them in a gunfight.
What are you gonna do about the powder gangers?
I'm gonna lay low for as long as I can, assuming the town doesn't throw me to the wolves. I've got no chance against the gang on my own.
You need a hired gun. I'm available.
All I've got left on me are a handful of caps. But you get me out of this, and I'll make sure the Crimson Caravan pays you back. You've got my word.
It'll have to do. What now?
We just end up sharing the same grave if it's just the two of us. Now, if some of the other people in town were also on board...
I'll ask around and see who I can round up.
Start with Sunny Smiles. She's been friendlier than most around here.
Alrighty.
Hi there. Sticking around Good Springs for a while longer?
I'm gonna help Ringo take on the powder gangers. I might need your help.
Say no more. I'm in.
Well, that was easy.
Joe Cobb talks about leaving us alone if we hand over Ringo. But I know his type. He and his friends will come after the town eventually. However, between you, me, and Ringo, we aren't exactly a force to be reckoned with. A lot of people around here look up to Trudy. If you could convince Trudy to join us, some of the folks in town might decide to help out as well. I know Easy Pete's got a stock of dynamite somewhere, and Chet just got a shipment of leather armor we could borrow. Talk to them as well. Finally, there's a good chance we'll all end up with extra holes in us. So if Doc Mitchell could cough up some extra stim packs, that'd be great.
All right, I got it.
I'll be waiting.
Where is Trudy? Easy Pete,
Hey.
we need you.
Howdy.
What do you know about Joe Cobb?
Bad trouble.
That's helpful.
Welcome.
Yeah, that's Blake, basically. That's basically Blake. I hear you've got dynamite. It would help us beat the powder gangers.
Too dangerous. Gonna kill all yourselves if I let you touch it. Better to leave it buried. Safer that way.
I'm familiar with the care and handling of explosives, dynamite included.
Uh-huh. Guess you know what you're doing. I'll go dig it up and get it ready. You'll have it by the time the fighting starts.
Alrighty.
Yup.
Yup. Oh. I wonder, how do I... Damn it. Damn it, tumbleweed. Alright, whatever, doesn't matter. Interesting. I guess this is Trudy's house.
Howdy.
Oh, I didn't know it was like that, Trudy. Okay.
So you're planning on taking on Joe Cobb's gang. It's a big risk, but I suppose you have to do what you think is right.
Near the saloon and the store are good spots to stage an ambush if I had the help.
That does sound like a good plan. All right, you seem to know what you're doing, so you can count me in. Let me have a word with a few other folks, and I'll see if I can't round up some more members for this militia you're creating. While everyone does own a gun, we could stand to be a little better equipped. The general store probably has what we need in stock.
All right.
Be careful out there.
Mm-hmm. We'll go see Chet.
Howdy. You looking to buy some supplies?
I need supplies to fight the powder gangers.
Now just hold on. I never voted to take on the powder gangers. That's 1,000 cap investment you're talking about.
Chet continues to prove to be the typical merchant, that is to say, cowardly and self-interested. Let them take the town over then. I'm sure your business will be much better off.
You made your point. I can provide people with some leather armor and extra ammo. Sure hope it's worth it. And I'll be guarding the store while all this is going on.
Good lord,
I have to
man.
put my business first. You understand. Take it easy now.
All of your neighbors in your entire town are about to be murdered and taken over, and you're just gonna like hang out in your shop. Some people. Doc Mitchell, that's not your bed. You don't need to sleep there, buddy. No, I'm with. Oh, no. Go back to bed. Go back to bed.
Welcome
All
back.
right.
I had hoped you wouldn't need to come see me again so soon. What can I do for you?
I was gonna sit in the chair and reverse the roles there on how the tutorial started. Anyway, the town is gonna be attacked by bandits. Anything you can do to help?
Seems like wherever I go, it's always the same. Folks just never leave each other alone. Oh, I'm not much good in a fight with my bum leg. And my supplies are scarce, but I'll give you what I can spare.
They'll be using explosives. Do you have anything for more serious injuries?
I ain't got much, but it'll do you more good out there than it will in here. Take what I got.
Doc Mitchell's such a good guy, man. It's crazy.
You take care now.
And he pulls off the mustache, you know. That takes skill. Man, get up.
So what's going on? Did Sonny agree to help us?
Sonny's with us.
Well, I guess that means we're ready to go. Unless you think there's something else you can do.
Let's do it.
All right, I'm ready. I hope.
Time to look alive. The powder gangers are here to play.
Where's Trudy and the rest?
They're getting set up in cover, but it might not go well unless we get out there soon.
How many are there?
At least 6. Joe Cobb included. They look pretty mean.
Let's go.
Oh, Easy Pete came through with the dynamite. Here's your supply. I really hope I don't blow myself up. I'll be set up near the store. Let's hope that the gang doesn't manage to make it that far.
Yeah, okay. We gotta keep Easy Pete safe. I've done too much to keep that old bastard alive. That guy's running. Alright. There they is. Try not to let them get too close to the town, I guess. Alright, well that'll do it.
Murderer!
I mean, what do you... Calling me a murderer is kind of crazy, considering the circumstances. Oh my god.
What have you done?
I don't know. Vilified. For your overwhelmingly monstrous behavior, you have become vilified by the Powder Ganger community. Idolized. Renowned for your extensive support and goodwill, you are idolized by the Goodsprings community. You know, there's give and take. There's give and take. Good lord, man. These guys had so much dynamite. You know what? Give me that guy's baseball cap. Oh.
I owe you a huge favor for this. Here, these are technically Crimson Caravan funds, but I know they'll understand once I explain things.
Didn't I hear you say something earlier about not being able to pay me?
I did have what was left of the Crimson Caravan money, but I wasn't sure if it was my right to just give it away. I owe you more than that, though, so look me up at the Crimson Caravan camp up in New Vegas if you ever visit.
Okie dokie.
Thanks again for all your help.
Can you tell me anything about Goodsprings?
I've never stopped here until recently. You're better off asking one of the locals.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that everything? Oh, wait. Baseball bat. Alright. Well, oh yeah, Joe Cobb. There you go. That's all that taken care of. Anything I can repair here? 34 sticks of dynamite, man. That's crazy. All right. Well, let's throw down a save. Oh wait, let's heal and then throw down a save. Let's see what we are now. We were a drifter because we were level 1. Now we are a wanderer. Wow, what a progression. So, I think that's going to be it for now, guys. Here we are, Bonfrey, in our derpy helmet, with the first video of Bonfrey's video game journal, all set and done. Took care of Goodsprings in the prison. We discovered Primm. Got some, you know, exposition about New Vegas and the Legion and the NCR. Next time we'll be doing some quests in Primm and probably going further along the route to New Vegas from there. And, well, I can't really think of what else, but I'm sure it'll be a fun, you know, what's the word? Productive. It'll be a fun, productive session, and I'll probably have plenty to talk about. Who knows, though? Could go either way. Anyway, thank you all for watching, if you stick this far through, or if you got bored and clicked off, you know I still like you anyway. We're still good friends. So, that'll do it for now. I'll see you all later. God bless, stay safe, and have yourself a good time. Anyway, see ya.